They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got a soul view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they want to come take my place? Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on the jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no play like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with.
All right, mic check.
I ain't make it this far for myself. Yeah. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. Yeah, I had to ball, so I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate.
Salute, 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 salute.
Peace.
All right. What's up, Ray Davis? How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there, man. You know, same thing, different day, same functions.
All right, all right. Salute to Bruce Guys. I don't know if he's still in the building. Salute to the boxing kangaroo in the building. Was in the building or is still in the building? I don't know.
They're there. Much respect.
You know. Same bat channel, same place. Got some stuff to talk about today. Trying to see if anybody else is going to come in. I don't know if we caught everybody off guard. You know how we do it. We're sporadic and got to get some consistency in the time frame.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough out here. You know what I mean? Definitely tough out here. But yeah, boxing is boxing. And this whole entire Canelo Alvarez and PBC and Golden Boy and everything seems to be kind of getting a life of its own, getting some legs under it. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So let's see if we get some people in here before we start going. Who is in the building? It's like nobody's in the building, bro. Nobody's in the building.
Some good shows on TV, man, but that shouldn't be stopping us from cooking, right?
Nah, we're going to do what we're supposed to do at the end of the day. What's up, Stop Motion? Salute, 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 Stop Motion. Salute, salute, salute. So did you get an opportunity to take a look at that? To look at that interview, the fight? You didn't look at it?
No, okay. But it's okay. Because guess what? I know what to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, the topic is pretty much what it is.
Right.
You know, cross promotions, you know what I'm saying? Inside of boxing, you know what I mean? And the future of boxing and what it's going to look like with it and what it's going to look like without it. And at this point, you know, the lack of fights that we're seeing in the industry, you know, we have to be able to, as fans, we have to acknowledge that that's an issue for us. And as promoters, as the promoters are trying to figure out, they have to try to figure out what's a true solution going to be to that issue, right? Working with each other, and allowing fighters to fight each other, but also being true to belts, to rankings, right? To the way fights are being coordinated. That championships need to start becoming a you know, it has to start being taken into consideration when putting these fights together. These fighters got to put value. Boxing needs to put value back into these belts. You know what I mean? And so today, Oscar and Eddie had a little face-off today, a little promoter face-off today. And I thought it was kind of needed because although they're not even cross-promoting right now, you know, with the whole entire Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight that's been put together, there's really not a cross promotion going on there because it's really just DHP, Devin Haney Promotions and Golden Boy Promotions exclusively here doing it. Eddie Hearn's actually not involved in the promotion of that fight, but coming to the fight and, you know, Devin Haney valuing his presence and his contribution as far as knowledge and an advisor and as a friend to the family, wanted him up there. But it gave an opportunity for Oscar and Eddie to start building. So I'm going to say what you want about Oscar. He works with anybody: Bob, Arum, Eddie, Hearn, Heyman, Mayweather Promotions, or even Don King, who not a major promoter any longer. Hell, even Don King. Yeah, I mean, Oscar's always shown his willingness to work with other promoters, and I'll be honest, Eddie Hearn too. Eddie Hearn is also salute Ross Klotz, salute. Eddie Hearn's is shown that as well, and you know they're both under the zone, so it doesn't make any sense for them to um to act like, you know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
can't work with each other. That's almost like insanity. It's almost nonsense. So, you know, they were talking about it in depth today, though. I don't know if guys in the chat had an opportunity to see that. Yeah, Stop Motion said Oscar wants to make legends. I think Eddie Hearn does too. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these, salute Andrew Charles, salute. I think a lot of these promoters kind of want to do that, right? But I think, you know, the conversation was a good conversation, kind of speaking about the outsiders. You know what I'm saying? When you have those promoters who are overpaying the fighters and making it difficult to coordinate fights. Salute Frequent Flyer in the building. Salute. PBC is the only promotional company that didn't like to work with other companies. Listen, we're gonna talk about it tonight, Ross Scott. That's a fact. We definitely gonna talk about it. And this is not to focus on you know, attacking PBC again. You know, people, Canelo a coward. His stock went down after this BS. Shake my head. Oh man. Yeah, man. Look, I mean, I think everybody across the space is pretty much in agreement with the Canelo situation. I'll be honest with you; it's becoming more of a topic than I thought it would. I didn't think the space would really care as much as they do. It really, like, everybody is really, right. Are you noticing that, Ray? Like, everybody's really like, yo, Canelo, you a duck. Like, everybody's feeling some kind of way.
My last video I actually watched, they said that. I was like, wow, like that's how we putting it. But it's cool. Listen, again, I get it. I'm not protecting the dude because I was never like super fan of Canelo. As far as him being a boxer, I was, but I never been like his fan. You know what I
Right.
mean? I always liked that he was at one point making big fights and he was challenging the guys that were in the top of the divisions, even though some of them that were closing the door in their careers, he still was going after the marquee names. So when we see stuff like this going on, man, and you like, yo, now you didn't, all these people that did this for you closing their careers out. Why don't you give this young buck a chance and let him close his career out the same way? If not, then take this fight with Bud or somebody else that's significant that's closing out their career and make a novelty fight, man. Give us something to look forward to.
Right.
I can agree with that.
Right.
I'm
Nah,
not
man, definitely. What's good, Truth Stranger, then Fiction. Salute. Guys, so please remember to hit that you know, hit the thumbs up when you come in.
Please
I
do.
mean, but yeah, man, it seems like the industry is really speaking to Canelo in a very aggressive way. Even Showbiz, who's usually very unbiased, you know what I'm saying? He usually like tries to stay out the lane, but he's just like, nah, I gotta call for what it is. It's a duckaroni pizza, right?
Yeah, he
Like,
right. I'm beefing with him right now.
who, Show?
Yeah, he said Ryan won the press conference, which I gotta agree with, but I'm beefing with him.
Yeah,
Stephen A. Smith level. Pause. You know.
I don't know if I felt like Ryan won the press conference. I don't know. Why did he say he won? What was his point? Why did he say Ryan won?
He just thought that the energy was better. I can see that. I agree to that point. Okay. I mean, he was doing some weird stuff, but hey, the energy was there. Devin was actually enjoying it. Believe it or not, it was actually funny. I think he was enjoying it. So, you know, but
everybody was enjoying it, man. They were all enjoying it, man.
Shout out to Showbiz, man. He's just so funny with the stuff he does, man. And it's so cool to have somebody like that in our space that just represents boxing. You know what I mean? It's
right,
good.
Right. No, he definitely brings good energy to it, man. Very, very jovial. Very, you know what I mean? He brings that spirit to it, and he's still pretty accurate with his information. But I mean, I guess in a way I could see, because Ryan did go ahead and make up with Oscar and made up with Bernard. Like, he unified his team on that stage. Like, he came, you know, because they were kind of separate. There was a dysfunction there, and it seems like he kind of quelled the dysfunction, the spirit of dysfunction. Like, everybody's together now. My team is supporting me. We're all together now, and you know what I mean. Hopefully when he loses, they all show up, you know, to the post press conference.
That was my point. We'll see how that works out. If he loses, listen, we always got to put an if there because it didn't happen yet.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm not calling it like that on him. You never know what happened.
I'm expecting him to lose, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's still an if.
Right. Definitely. But yeah, guys, we're talking about you know, cross promotion, the future. Who'd you say, Blu-ray?
Jose.
Oh, Jose's in the building. Okay. Andrew Talk, Ryan needs a trash talking coach. Dev ain't that much better either. It's fun, but sometimes makes me cringe. Yeah, I agree with you. Ain't no if Ryan is trash, ain't he gonna embarrass him? Ross Scott is firm on his position on the results of that fight.
I understand Ross Clyde. I believe in that.
Right.
I just gotta say if because it didn't happen.
Right,
Crazier things has happened. Let's put it this way: crazier things in life has happened.
I keep telling you, like Blue said, man, things change in boxing. How quickly things have been changing in boxing. You know what I mean? It's just one punch away from going the other way. You know what I mean? Changing the whole trajectory of everything you thought it was going to be and turning out to show you what it actually is. But you know, once again, just kind of getting back to the cross promotion, you know, how important it is for the future of boxing. And I actually said this in the beginning of this year when people asked me what I wanted to see this year, and I said what I want to see is a lot of cross promotion. I want to see a lot of big fights getting made. And I want to see these promoters coming together to figure it out and make these fights happen. And it seems like with what's happening with the PBC right now, and once again, it's always from the outside looking in. We don't know what's really going on, but it does look like they're struggling and having a little uphill battle on coordinating and getting everything where it needs to be. But it seems like it's kind of inspired Eddie and Oscar to kind of like build a bridge and just continuing to like what Saudi Arabia was doing with Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, and you know, kind of bringing Oscar De La Hoya into the fold. Like, oh, let's make these fights happen, man. We need to put our issues to the side, whatever it is that we had going on, in the spirit of bringing boxing back, because boxing needs a baptism, man. It needs to be brought back. It needs you know what I mean, be brought back into the fold, especially American boxing. It's just fell off. It's just not there no more as far as the competition, the competitiveness of it. Let's see here. Henny beats guys that can beat Ryan. Ryan is number 3 at McDonald's. Wow, okay. Yeah, Roscoe be finding Roscoe be finding the words, bro.
It's in the double cheeseburger meal number 3.
Listen, bro. If Ryan listens to Derek James, it can be a great fight. I agree. True stranger than fiction. I agree. I think that people are sleeping on the power of like communication and like, you know, a good plan, a good strategy being executed. You know, people sleep on the ability for a fight to become very competitive, because the biggest thing that Ryan has working against him is his lack of being able to take leadership. You know what I mean? Be able to take the back seat, take instructions, and execute what's being told. That's his biggest issue. If him and Derek James can get over that mountain and end up on the same page, it could be a very competitive fight. If I have any understanding of the sport, Devin should by all means run through Ryan. Boxing is a sport of the unexpected, though. 100% Andrew.
He's definitely going to run through him. And listen, I see that happening. Another thing is what I mentioned earlier is that the problem is Ryan is too free willy with his conversations. And I think I spoke to you about this, and I said I think he exposed himself and didn't realize he did. His team trying to shut him up. And now Devin James started laughing. He was like, yo, is this what he going to do? Because Devin James like, yo, man, this dude just gave the whole game plan away. Now we got to go and rework something else now. So, you know what I mean? We done worked on this for months, man. You done messed it all up. Mm-hmm. So now they got to start all over, man. This guy's crazy.
Ross Scott says, guys, James trains his fighters to fight in a straight line. Ryan chin in the air makes it worse. Man, first of all, Ross Scott been getting on Derek James. I want to notate that for the past. Ross Scott is not a fan of Derek James and his training. He does not believe in his system. He definitely gets at Derek. But I will say this, Ross Scott, he does seem to work better with fighters that can come forward, apply a lot of pressure. He does seem to work well with those fighters, right? Punchers. He likes to create punchers. He likes to turn his fighters into punchers. You know, I mean, that's what he did with Jamel Charlo. Jamal was already on that page. Errol Spence. I'll say a little bit with Frank Martin as well, but he seems like he works well with those fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Jamal once, I believe.
He did? He trained Jamal once?
With Jamal. Jamal has been there for a while.
Right.
And Frank Martin works a little differently. He's not really a pressure. He's more like a slick type fighter. Like he can apply pressure when needed, as you can see, his last fight when he had to apply pressure, he did. So he's capable. But we'll see. Like I said, only time will tell. I mean, Ryan applied pressure that whole fight, right? A little bit with Duarte until he got kind of did the shoulder monkey roll.
Well, he looked like he was fighting off his back foot a little bit, and he was kind of allowing Oscar Duarte to come forward, and he was trying to walk him into something. That's what I remember
That's what I'm
seeing.
saying. In the beginning, he was doing his own thing until he told him follow the plan. What'd he do? Right? He applied pressure. But
A little bit. It seemed like he was a little on his back foot. Mr.
yeah,
Big Play Bray said, "What's the plan for Ryan if he loses against Devin? Will he be able to handle it?"
he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's marketable. Let's look at this difference. He's marketable, and Ryan is doing what no boxer is doing right now. Besides, like I really don't want to say this because I'm going to get hated on. Besides Devin, which is taking on fights with top fighters. Ryan now has took on two of the four kings. Everybody's been talking about who he's been fighting, and he's been fighting nobody. So guess what? Give the man credit for that. I'll take that. I'll give him credit for that, and maybe he goes back down. Takes a couple of fights, and then he comes up. He fights T.O. or he fights someone else that's elite. Maybe a Loma, if Loma doesn't retire soon. So it's time. Whether he loses or not, I think he's going to be that guy that we're going to always look at and say, you know what, he wasn't afraid.
Yeah, but I mean, what does he do? I mean, at the end of the day, his mentality. How is he going to deal with the loss, depending on how he loses? If it's competitive, maybe he takes it a little bit better. But if Devin really shows him and outclasses him and shows him that he's not really on that level with the top guys in that division or in the sport, how does he take it? You know what I'm saying?
He fires his coach.
I mean, who's he going to go to now?
He's going to blame him. He's going to blame somebody, right? He just made up with Oscar and Bernard. I mean, what do you want to do? You heard what Oscar said. We didn't send him there. He went there on his own, right? Didn't he say that?
Right. So, well, that is what happened. He even admits it. Ryan says it. Ryan says that they didn't want him to do the fight.
What does he do? He goes and works with Floyd. He gets rid of Oscar. The whole team stays with Floyd Camp, or does he just find another coach somewhere? Does he stay with Derek? Does Derek even want to keep him around if he's not listening? It's a lot of things that go on in that. You know what I mean? We got to look at the whole perspective on this situation. So it is.
Yeah, Andrew Charles says, I'll give Ryan credit for getting right back on his feet and squaring up after the first knockdown against Tank, even though he later folded from a body shot. Yeah, I mean, Ryan is somebody who just, I don't hate Ryan. It's hard for me to hate Ryan. I can't hate Ryan. But when we're talking about boxing, we talk about it from a very serious point of view, right? And we just got to be honest. It's serious conversations about great boxers or good boxers in that division. It just doesn't bring Ryan Garcia, doesn't come to your mind when you think about him. He just hasn't done that yet. He can do it, but he hasn't done it yet. The Oscar Duarte fight is not a fight that I look at and I go, yeah, man, he's arrived. That's not what that fight was.
Right.
Roscoe said Dundee had two GOATs and he's one of the worst trainers ever. So DJ accomplishment with Charlo don't say much. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Roscott's operating more in the eye test, and he seems to feel like he hasn't seen Derek James do anything that impresses him. Me, I don't co-sign that. I do think Derek James is a great trainer. I think he's earned his Trainer of the Year accolades, and I feel like he had he had an undisputed champion and a unified champion in his stable. You know what I mean? Well, two unified champions, and one undisputed champion. Well, no, Charlo's not under his stable, right?
Jamel's undisputed. Yes, he was.
No, I'm saying Jamal's not part of.
Jamal only had one fight under him.
Right, so he doesn't count.
No.
I mean, because he's a unified champion, but he's not getting that under. It's not really counting as Derek James.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I give him his credit for being who he is. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving him credit for who he is. But I also have to keep it 100 that he hasn't had a great past year. This past year has been a very shaky year.
I don't even know if he took that fight when he was training with Derek, if I'm not mistaken. Is that one of the fights he canceled?
Who, Jamal?
Yeah, I wonder if that's one of the fights he canceled. I gotta look it up. I gotta look. That's weird. Actually, I don't even recall.
Yeah, I agree with you that on that as well, Roscott. He said he's a cool trainer. I just don't think he's good enough to take in a fighter and improve him. Yeah, I think he hasn't proven that he can do that at least, right? Like I don't know. He got Anthony Joshua. Doesn't Anthony didn't wasn't really impressed with what he was offering him. He moved on. Shout out to Mazuma TV in the building. Shout out Mazuma. Mazuma says he built a unified welterweight champion from scratch. Enough said. Period. I agree with you 100%. What he did with Errol Spence within itself speaks to Derek James' abilities as a trainer and what he can do. You know what I mean? Ryan is his chance to prove that, yeah. But bringing in new fighters and with bad habits and breaking those bad habits and giving them new habits and making them champions, that's another feat for him to achieve. You know, at the end of the day, and he hasn't done it yet. He tried it with Anthony, didn't work. Now he's gonna get an opportunity to do it with Ryan. See if that comes together. But you don't know what else I want to talk about. It doesn't look like anybody's too much interested in the cross promotion conversation.
Just
You know,
touch on it anyway. Let's get it in.
yeah. Well, I mean, look, guys. You know what? I kind of want to open up the panel as well because this is really a conversation for the community. But the future of boxing, man, right now, cross promotion. You know, Eddie and Oscar had a real good conversation, Dane, talking about what the future of boxing could look like if the promoters come together. You know what I'm saying? And on certain fights, you know, they were very specific about that as well. Not everything, but you know, when it comes down to those fights for unifying belts and making those fights come together. Yeah, Ross Scott said cross promotions is a good topic. Let's talk about it. Yeah, when it comes to those big fights, you know, these promoters need to start coming together to do this. And it seems like I said, in the wake of what's going on with the PBC, and also in the wake of what is coming up next week with Saudi Arabia and how they're making a statement in the game. You know, they're just putting on all these events. They got Better Beef and Bivol coming up. You know, late in June. They've got Usyk and Tyson Fury coming up as well to unify the heavyweight division. You know, I think they're starting to believe and understand that they need to start to make American boxing a staple in the space again and not lose everything they got. They understand that they have to come together, you know? So at the end of the day, this PBC thing seems to have sparked a spirit in the game. You know what I'm saying? Seems to kind of put everybody on their toes, like, damn, like almost like a damn, I don't want that to happen to me type of situation, because PBC's always had a very, I mean, they all have done it, but PBC was very like, you know, all of our fights are going to be PBC fighters fighting PBC fighters. You know what I'm saying? They really were just staying to themselves and ultimately have put themselves on a little island right now. You know, going through what they're going through right now. There's a lot of promoters out here who are kind of celebrating their downfall. Who are like, yeah, bro, now we can start making some big fights, because they felt like they just wasn't on the same page as everybody. We needed to be, we needed to keep boxing live. 100% is a big play, bro. The cross promotion is a big part of the game, and I think the second element that needs to be added into the conversation is the value of the championships. You know what I'm saying? The belts have to start getting value again. Unifying titles. Pay-per-views used to be titles involved in it. The biggest pay-per-views, there was titles exchanging hands at the end of those fights. You know what I'm saying? And today you're just having pay-per-views for catchweight fights now. This is something that can't be tolerated. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it 100 on that.
Not have it. I said
What do you think, Ray? I mean, what's the solution Crawford made? Easy work.
Like I said, they just I think a lot of these even PBC or whoever, we need to have some type of channel where boxing is actually going to live. We need to bring it back to where there's a network where we can actually have it. Like I said, we had Max Kellerman actually, I think, brought boxing to a stage of when it became free again, because people like his personality. When HBO cut ties or whatever, he went over to ESPN and he kept boxing alive for a little bit. Those things like that help. Having great fan favorites as commentators during matches. I mean, Roy Jones during that time frame and Lennox Lewis being in the commentator section, they always help. Where are the modern or you know, the guys that we knew as great boxers besides Sean Porter sitting behind the desk talking? We don't I mean, nobody really knows who Paulie is, aside from us, like as true boxing fans. But how many people really know who Algeria is besides true boxing fans? When these guys are commentating on these fights, they don't know these guys, so they're just like, "Oh, who's this?" You know, Tim Bradley's doing a thing. That's why I think even when the like man, Andre Ward was over there. He's still, you know what I mean, having these guys there to do commentating. It helped with the network because you have guys that people knew. And like I said, where are these guys at right now? Where are these ex champions that they need to be up there doing these commentations and helping with these networks? That sells fights also. Putting it on a network where you can get access to people. We already know the zone is. I mean, the zone needs to basically just become a free app and only charge for pay per view. They need to really do that. I mean, when it comes to boxing, if you want to subscribe to their boxing network, they need to put like a match room or whatever they want to do just for boxing. But they need to have free fights. Which I think they do have a few, but I'm saying they need to have free fights on their network. They need to like open up a channel because they show a lot of different things other than boxing. They are a network over there. We need like USA Boxing back, USA channel USA. You need to bring that back, stuff like that, where we can not expose, but get some exposure to the young fighters or to the fighters. Fox FS1. These are things that need to happen. Whether it's PBC, Top Rank, whoever the promotional company is, we need to start getting these back, and this will help, regardless if it's cross promotion or not. But then you need to bring these fighters together. At some point, like I said, I think I made a big point on this last week when I said PBC has over a certain amount of fighters. They can't squish them all into 14 cards. There's no way. Let some of these guys go fight some other place. You know what I mean? Don't hold them accountable for it. Let them fight. Let them grow. You know, they're not growing there if they're sitting on the shelf.
100%. I agree. I agree.
And you can't hold grudges because you and this guy didn't get along. It's business at the end of the day. And these guys are working. And if they're not working, then you're not making money either. So it has to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think whatever the solution is going to be, it's going to be in the midst of promoters speaking with each other, and I think there needs to be a refocus on the boxing game. There needs to be a revisit to exactly how all these promoters are going to come together to make this happen. Everybody seems to be on the Canelo Munguia situation, and that's also why I believe Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearns were doing that face-off. I think they're about to do some cross promotion like crazy. I believe Canelo's going to be fighting Munguia on his next fight, and I believe they're going to try to line up Edgar Berlanga for a September fight. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be Munguia for the Cinco de Mayo, and I think it's going to be Edgar Berlanga for the September fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think they're just showing that, look, we're about to be doing a whole bunch of cross promotions. I think that's what they're about to be saying. And I think Bob Arum is gonna jump into the fold as well. I think he's gonna be like, all right, what's up? What are we doing? Right. We got ESPN. You guys got the Zone. You guys got Turkey Al Sheikh. You guys got Riyadh. What's up? Let's start lining this up. We got too many fighters. We got Floyd Schofield. You guys have Mason Abdullah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Abdullah Mason. I said Mason Abdullah. You know what I'm saying? You guys have Andy Cruz. You know what I'm saying? We got Emiliano Vargas. You know what I'm saying? We got fighters here. You got fighters there. Let's start bringing them together. Let's start making some fights. We have an opportunity right now. I think the other promotional companies are looking like we have an opportunity right now to take the game back. And I hate to say it that way. I hate to say it that way because I know it sounds like we're going against the PBC. But I'm telling you guys that there is a consensus amongst the rest of the promotional platforms. You can hear it in their voices when they're talking about the situation, where they're like, thank God the witch is dead, the witch is dead, the big, you know what I mean? They plotting on this company's demise. And I think, and I'm not cool with that. I don't feel like they should be doing that. But what I do see happening that will benefit us as fans is that they're using that as a reason to come together. They're all trying to come together and be like, you know what? Let's come together. Let's put a whole entire new idea and a whole new picture and a whole new vision on boxing. And let's make big fights now. Let's all come together. And they're having great conversations about it. And I think Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearns today's conversation was just like the tip of the iceberg. Like you were going to start seeing that. I really believe we're getting ready to start seeing that. Too much arrogance is why these promotions companies don't do shit together. 100%. And now you have an entity like Saudi Arabia come into the game that's going to be giving. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, man. We got 12 likes in the building. We got 19 people in the building. Please go ahead and hit that damn thumbs up. It don't cost you no motherfucking paper unless you a motherfucking hater. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Big Play says the new ESPN, Fox, CNT joint streaming service should do free fights. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Yes. That's a fact. That's a fact. These are all moving in the direction of what needs to be done to save boxing.
Right.
Yeah, Andrew said a lot of excellent young talent coming up. Hope these promotional companies make this shit work. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. But how I see it, it's PBC versus the world. All the other promotion companies are against the PBC. I ain't gonna lie to you, Truth.
I see some of that.
I see that.
Why? The question is why? Why do people feel that way? You know, is it because of the way they're structured? Is it because of the fighters they have? Is it because of the lineage? Like, what? Why is the question?
Shout out Chushu is definitely nice too. I think it has a lot to do with the difficulty to cross promote with them. Oscar was talking about that as well, and also the way that they're paying the fighters. You know what I mean? They're disrupting something in the game.
What's up, player? Hold on.
What's up, Bradley 68? Salute. I think the PBC's approach has disrupted a lot of business in the game, because you have a lot of fighters who you know, I'll give you a perfect example. Teofimo Lopez, right? Teofimo Lopez spent a lot of time talking about how his value was all the way through the roof, right? And Eddie Hearn was like, bro, I cannot, you know, Bob Arum was like, I cannot make fights for you. I cannot pay you $10-15 million for a fight. I can't do it. You're not there yet. You're not even a pay-per-view star yet. You did a great thing with Lomachenko, and now you want to start riding the horse like you're some big, you know, you're some big attraction when you're supposed to be fighting even more now. You're supposed to ride that wave and that energy, continue to let us make fights for you, and continue to ride that energy. You stopped right there because you're saying that you're going to show us how much your value is. A lot of these fighters have that same energy. You know, they spoke about it today as well. Eddie Hearn spoke about it. Like, a lot of these fighters ask for unrealistic things, and you know, the business is not going to sit there and play that game of paying you a whole bunch of money when they know up front that they're not going to recoup it. They understand. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, PBC has done that. They've paid fighters, and they've had shows where they've gone into it knowing they weren't going to recoup, that they might break even.
Right.
You know, and promoters like Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya are cut from a different cloth. They're real old school with it. They're actually doing what they're doing to make money. They understand the value of protecting the network's interest. Like, we got to make sure the network makes money, or they're going to drop us. We can't just sit here and bleed them and think they're going to hold on to us. We're going to build a bad reputation in the game. Roscott said, well, one of the reasons why promoters are against the PBC is because that stupid fake pro-black following PBC have, those bootleg Dr. Umar channels. Yeah, man, that is also a factor. I want fighters to get paid, but a lot of guys want more than what is available. It's true, Andrew. That's a definite fact. That's the truth of the matter. And it takes the promoters. It's like an honor amongst thieves. I don't want to say it that way, but it takes the promoters coming together to be like, look, man, we're going to keep our payments. We're going to pay these fighters realistic. We're going to work on making profits. We're going to work on making great fights and building fighters up. We're not going to start a fighter off in silk pajamas. We're going to make him earn silk pajamas. We're going to make him earn it until he gets there. So at least we get some good fights built up. Heyman don't show his face, but he runs a company and communicates through his employers.
But does he really run the company is the question. I mean, that's such a hard. I mean, I guess he does. You know, I guess he is one of the chairmen. So, you know,
I mean, he's the face. He's the guy who's out there, who everybody puts out there as that guy. You know what I mean?
But we don't see his face. What do you mean he's the face?
I mean, he's the imaginary face. He's the face. Al Heyman is like the Kaiser Soze of the thing. Everybody knows he runs it, but nobody knows what he looks like. We don't even know if the pictures we've been seeing of him is actually him. How many times have we heard recently about fighters turning down $1 million deals? 100%. 100%. I mean, just look at what happened with Shakur. God bless him. You know what I mean? Look at what happened to Shakur in the Devin Haney situation. You know what I'm saying? Walking away from that opportunity to be a legacy undisputed champion, to really do something great. And he allowed, you know, his hyper vision of himself as far as his value get in the way of that. Kobayashi, okay, ordinary am not familiar. I ain't gonna hold you. Like Floyd said, everybody want to be Mayweather and hasn't out the work in. Wait, like Floyd said, everybody want to be Mayweather and hasn't. I'm just gonna assume that you're saying, like Floyd said, everybody want to be Mayweather, but hasn't put the work in. That's what I think you're trying to say, right? And that's 100% true. Floyd will say that though, and that annoys me a little bit that he will say that, but at the same time, he'll have his fighters fighting once, twice a year, and won't have them fighting the best. We'll be like, nah, man, you don't need to fight him right now. Fight this guy right now. Wait that guy out. Wait for him to get older, or wait for your opportunity. I don't know what he says to him, but ultimately telling them that belts don't matter and things of that nature. Meanwhile, he fought 23 champions. Doesn't make any sense. Anonymous says there's some bad things, obviously, just like all the promotional companies. I agree. But PBC does pay and take care of these fighters and finds good talent, builds superstars, and makes great fights. I agree with you, Anonymous. They do that. They take care of the fighters. And I don't want to be on the side of the conversation of not taking care of the fighters, right? They definitely do that. But are they taking care of the investors as well? Are they taking care of the fans as well? You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? I guess it's how you look at it. Inevitable D Block in the building. Appreciate you, fam. Keep the grind going. Hit that like button and subscribe. Facts. Definitely hit the subscribe button, guys. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. We're still not there yet. We're still not there yet. Let's get it up. Let's get the likes up. I'm gonna have to put that blue blood in. Let's get the likes up. Come on, just get the likes up. You know what I mean? But yeah, if Big Play said, if people look at Oscar's career, he fought on HBO, but his big fights were in pay-per-view. It was balanced. Yes, I agree. Only thing good PBC did was pay black fighters good. That I'm cool with. I'm not cool with the amount of bum-ass fights for big money, though. 100%. You know, I have no problem with the PBC taking care of fighters. I have no problem with these fighters making money. I don't want to be in y'all pocket. I don't care about y'all money. You know what I mean? All I want y'all to do is fight the fights.
Right.
You're asking us to pay for. Ones that you're asking us to pay $80 for, $70 for, $69.99 for, $74.99 for. Those fights, give us the fights we want, bro.
Right.
I don't think, you know, complaining about money is almost like insulting, because we already know y'all getting y'all bag straight.
Right.
Fight the fights we want to see. You know, good take and good question, Claire. I appreciate that, Anonymous. Salute, man. You know, we really, as fans, should be not even in the midst of a conversation about talking about these guys' money, you know. But in reality, at the end of the day, that's what they say they're not fighting. That's why they say they're not fighting. You know what I mean? They tell us they don't want to fight the fights we want them to fight because of money. So it ends up coming up. You know, it ends up coming up. Yeah, man, I just think the future is going to be intertwined in that. Also wanted to get in the conversation about, you know, jumping into the Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua fight that's coming up next week. And also this weekend, we got Amanda Serrano fighting as well, and Jake Paul's fight. You know, whoever thought we'd be announcing a Jake Paul fight. But he'll be fighting. They'll be doing that fight. It's another DAZN. DAZN again, doing a fight in Puerto Rico. And then next week, the DAZN again with Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. I'm just trying to tell y'all, you know, 2 Cent made some good points yesterday talking about everybody's kind of having a slowdown right now. But the reality is, even with the slowdown, these promotional platforms, the DAZN is very busy giving us fights like every week or every other week. We're getting fights from them. I got Angel, Herring Symbol says, I got Angel. Oh my God, I said Angel. I got AJ Brutal KO. Yeah, I could definitely see that, man, but I'm not sleeping on Francis Ngannou. I'm telling you guys, man, something about that spirit, something about that grit, coming from nothing, turning into something about that heart. It's a heavyweight division. It's a puncher's division. You know what I mean? And honestly, in a heavyweight division that's not as competitive as, you know, it's not in its most competitive space. It's been more competitive back in the day. There's space for Francis Ngannou to come in there and shake up the world.
It's
shake
ranked
up the
number
world.
10, bro, in the WBC.
Right.
But one fight, and it was a loss.
Right. Ordinary M says your ops are here with burner accounts, even the seemingly big channels. Get a burner if you don't already have one. These people play games. Listen, Ordinary M, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know what I've realized? It's respect, man. If they up in here watching me, trying to, you know what I mean, trying to stop me from growing before I've even grown, before I've even actually done anything, that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care. So hang out, bro. Get your burner account, hang out, do what you do. You know what I mean? Get your notes on me. Say my name in your on your channel. Hate on me,
It's
bro.
an old saying: if you're gonna hate, don't be late. You know what I
For the
mean?
free publicity. At least you're not charging me for it. At least you're not sending me a bill in the mail for it. That's all
You
I'm
heard
saying.
me?
At least
You
you're not
heard me?
sending me a bill, huh?
I said there's an old saying: if you're gonna hate, don't be late. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be on time, because
Yeah, bro. Be
when
on
I
your
start
job.
shining, you know what I mean? Don't come now. You're too late. You know what I mean? Be on
Right.
time. But it's all
Right.
good. Let them come. You know
Please.
what it
Please.
is.
Let's say here, Roscott says Ngannou went 10 with Fury. This era of heavyweights is weak. Ngannou has more than a chance to beat AJ. We got to be honest about it. Let's talk about it. It's truth. It's truth. Herring hot take. AJ is back in his prime. Yeah, I think AJ is. I'm happy for AJ. I do agree with you. I think he's having a real resurgence coming back with Ben Davis. I think Ben Davis is giving that confidence. I think he feels secure. He feels confident in who he is right now. And that's the kind of AJ I want to see. That's the AJ I want to see. That makes this fight even more interesting. Love the way the zone leading the way. Last year it was PBC. This year's the zone. It's looking like that. Facts. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. Mr. Big Play, off topic, but where does the sanction body's percentage go? Well, look, Errol Spence had a big conversation about that, right? In the press conferences building up to the fight he had with Terrence Crawford. He was like, we need to ask that question. They don't know where it is, so I don't know where it is. He was saying, where does that money go? Y'all taking that money from us. We want to know where that money goes.
And the funny thing is, only the WBC actually gave an answer to that. Nobody else really gave an answer. They were just like, oh, it goes to other countries for development in boxing and things like that. But yet you have all these things. What about the people that need insurances and stuff like that? Why are they coming out of pocket for that? They're in your league. They're in your sanction.
Right.
Take care of them. You know what I mean? Get better with the World Boxing Council. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like WBC World Boxing Council, but like make a big establishment for all the sanctions, where they all put that money together and donate to something for these fighters to protect it. You know what I mean? From brain damages and Alzheimer's and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. I like what Jose said earlier. He actually had a really nice statement. I don't know if you got there yet.
No, I don't see it yet. But yo, hit the like button, man. There's a bunch y'all in here just chilling, man. Hit the like, man. Hit the thumb up. Y'all being real cheap tonight. Andrew Charles says Ngannou's a warrior.
Button, he jump off.
Yeah, man. Hit the damn like button, man. Let's go, man. You know if you ain't do it. If you ain't do it, do it. Andrew Charles, Ngannou's a warrior and he's really a good person. Okay. But he's got some slow punches and movement. I think AJ should beat his ass. Yeah, I agree with you. I think when on that fight he had with Fury, I did notice that. I did notice his speed wasn't there. Hopefully he worked on that. I'm gonna believe he did work on that. One thing that Francis did show me in that fight with Fury is his commitment to the sport. Because in my opinion, he learned a lot in a short period of time. He really came for his first heavyweight fight to be against a lineal champion. He really held his own in a real way. You know what I mean? And he was very coachable. He was following instructions to the T to what his corner was saying. That's a powerful thing. Right, good sign. They say your name. Yeah, Ordinary. They're saying my name for whatever reason, man. I can't be mad at them, bro. I'm gonna take it.
There it is.
That's it. That's it. It's the truth. It's the truth.
So what do we do in that field? Because you know what's happening. What I'm going to say is this is all, and this is actually what it comes down to with all the companies. It comes down to promoting yourself and promoting. Paul, was it Logan Paul, whatever his name is. They're out there doing their thing, these guys, because they promote themselves. They have other things they're into. and they actually help, believe it or not, bring some of the world back to boxing casual wise. Because
Right.
of them, they started putting some of the boxers on their cards and things like that, and then them now getting into women's boxing, that helps. I would like to see them actually put some more efforts into boxing and support boxing themselves, telling people to go watch fights, go up there, maybe getting on some of these lower cards, even as an exhibition. Get on some of these cards and just make it happen. So, it brings light to boxing. That would be very helpful for them guys, especially that they're like him. What is it, the other one, KSI? It'd be nice for them to do that. You know what I mean? Give back to the sport. The sport is gave to you because you guys are making millions off of this sport, and the guys that really do it for a living, they're not really making that much. So, well, they are, but you know what I mean. They're begging for the chips. Let's get these fans back into it.
For sure, man. Definitely get the fans involved into it. Shout out to hold on a second. Where was I here? I just lost my spot. I wanted to shout out somebody out. Bradley68, man. I appreciate you. He says if the bigger channels peeping at y'all because they know you're coming. Period, bro. I
Hold on,
appreciate that.
Like Claymore would do with his truck.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that.
You gotta
man.
get your truck. You gotta get your trunk going on here too, man.
Definitely, because I am a
So we
truck
know,
driver. I'm
you know
a
what I
proud
mean?
truck driver.
Yeah. Shout out to the truck drivers out there for real.
Yeah, Rob Scott said the AJ that fought Vlad would stop Ngannou and Usyk for sure. The one that went in there was like, F it, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna leave it all in here. Was way more dangerous AJ. Fury was in terrible shape for the Ngannou fight. Andrew Charles, it's not that I ain't hearing it, but I ain't hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's that man's responsibility to come in there and be prepared. And at the end of the day, Francis Ngannou put the work in. He got himself ready for the fight. And I'm just not going to take away from his victory by allowing Fury to escape the consequences by saying he didn't take it seriously. His bad. And on top of that, Fury didn't make excuses. He actually kept it 100 and said, nah, I was ready, man. I thought I was ready. That man just came in and did his thing. Give him his respect. Watch a real boxing show. Why not, man? Why not? If you have an option to, why wouldn't you? Beast LFC says, I have full confidence that AJ will spark Ngannou mid to late rounds. There's levels to this game. I mean, Fury was levels to this game, right? Yo, J Pit City, salute, brother. Yesterday you sent me a Cash App. I didn't get it till late because I have no idea. I'm new to this, so I saw it and I was like, "What is this?" And I saw that you sent me something. Salute, brother. I appreciate that love, man. Thank you. And guys, Cash App's right there if you want to send something. The Cash App's right there. Let's say they say Mayweather ruined boxing because he has 0 losses. LOL. I don't know if I'd say that.
I don't think that's the reason why.
Yeah.
I think it was the point where they were saying, I don't know. If that's the case, then everybody was chasing Rocky Marciano's record anyway. So that was
right.
You know what I mean. So at the end of the day, I mean, that kind of give that
yeah.
I can't even get that. I mean, hey, I can't speak on that. It's really hard because I don't think that was the case.
I'm not jacking that. I don't think that's what happened. I do think he did. I think I don't say he ruined boxing because that's a huge jacket to put on him to say that he ruined boxing. But I think he is part of this energy right now, presently, that's running through boxing right now.
The money part, I think he did. I think with the money and
how to get the money though, right? Like doing the least work to get the money, like not fighting the hardest fights, fighting the easier fights to get the money. I think that's more so for mentoring fighters that's ruining boxing. Like that's what it seems like. The advice he's giving these fighters is kind of toxic. It just seems like that a little bit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can understand where Floyd's coming from as far as I would expect Floyd to be boxer first. You know what I'm saying? He's going to tell the boxers what they need to do for their health to be in the best space so that they can get rich at the same time. And he's trying to, protect them from being hurt in a way to where their quality of life goes away, once they get rich. I can understand that. But I do think there's something that needs to be said for chasing greatness. If you're in boxing and you're putting your life on the line coming in the ring, you're chasing some greatness, man. Getting money is part of it as well, but there's some greatness that everybody should be chasing. And I just feel like Floyd kind of has stripped that away from these boxers a little bit. Like, F greatness, bro. Greatness is for losers, man. Get money, man. Fight the easiest fights, get money, and don't care about what nobody else says. What you smiling about, bro? You go smiling over there, bro. What you up to? Your wife? She up in there starting? Salute, 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 salute. She's starting with you, bro. Oh, she's starting with you. Let's see. Let them watch. We are True Saints. We're gonna let them watch. Inevitable D Block says, "Damn right. Hit those likes, man. The show growing. Facts. These judges are ruining boxing too, but they've always been there. But I agree with you 100%. That's a fact. Salute Jonathan 97. These judges make it difficult, but there's always these judges, man. You know, boxing may be one of the most corrupt sports in the game. When you talk about corruption, boxing and corruption rhyme like slime and lime. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's going back to the history of boxing. Like,
yeah, it's probably less corrupt now than it was back then. How about that? It's probably better, actually. It's probably gotten better now than it used to be. You know, that's one thing that's probably improved. But, you know, I don't think that's going away no time soon. But, yeah, the judges need to kind of be held accountable as well. I wouldn't mind the judges having to come in front of, like, panels and showing how they scored the rounds and why they scored the rounds they did, like proving it. I wouldn't mind some of those judges having those conversations with, like, you know, elder judges that are gonna be like, okay, let's watch the fight together. Score this fight. Show me how you scoring this fight and how you're coming up with the score. You know, big favorite AJ better take him serious. That's for sure. Something you said was a good idea.
Yeah. We was talking about Jake Paul and KSI supporting the boxers by getting on their cards and stuff like that to help bring fans into the sport. Right.
Ordinary M says, agree, this channel is coming. The future, watch this ops. It's the truth. It's the truth. Sorry, but not sorry. Hashtag Jay-Z and Nas voice. Sorry, not sorry. Don't mind me. Just doing my thing. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Charles says, no doubt Ngannou did great. I enjoy boxing versus MMA crossover fights, but I'm biased towards boxing. You got to be, Andrew. We all got to be. We all got to be. I am as well, bro. I am as well. We got to be, bro. We got to be. But when one of them come over here and show out and do a good job, we got to be able to give them their respect too and be like, all right, bro.
Yo, speaking of which, though, with that fight, how was the ad or the advertisement, the commercial, whatever you want to call it, that promotional commercial was monstrous. Anybody in our era should know exactly what that commercial meant. With the
you're talking about the Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua.
That shit was fire. That, you know what I mean? That was fire.
They captured the essence of an era.
Right. And it showed, the whole Street Fighter thing. I'm like, bro, where's the freaking flyer? We need some excuses because that was dope. For real. 2 Balrogs in the same game. That was crazy, right?
That was tough. Watching it, it was just like, once again, it was one of those things that I watched like this. I was just staring at the screen like, yo, that was like really good. You know what I mean? Shout out to Saudi because in Turkey Al-Sheikh, because he's really bringing a lot of us who understand that era of Street Fighter and that era, also boxing during that time period, really capturing that energy. You know what I mean? In that ad. I don't understand why people blame Floyd. Also fought the tough competition to get the big paydays and bright lights and to make executive decisions. Listen, Anonymous, you're right. You're right. Floyd did that. My thing is, why ain't he instructing his youngins to do that? Why he's not pushing them to do that? You're right. That's what he did. He fought the tough competition to get the big paydays and bright lights, and he made executive decisions. He was a boss. Why he not pushing his fighters to do that?
And to piggyback off of that, like, I get it. You know what I mean? You did the hard work so somebody else don't have to. But at the same time, you do have to say, look, it ain't all easy from here. You got to get up here and make these fights happen. You got to get up here and fight the best. You know what I mean? Go through some struggles a little bit. Get in those trenches. Dig a little bit. You know what I mean? It's all going to be gravy at the top. But when you sit there and you tell everybody, look, I want you to go out here and get the biggest bag you can get right away in 5 fights, guess what they're going to do? They want to be like, okay, yeah, we're going to listen to you. You know what I mean? Let these dudes build themselves up. They moving too fast. They in the fast lane. Like, for instance, Andy Cruz in 3 fights, right? Nobody telling him to go out there and get a bag. No one.
Right.
You got guys that got 10 fights. They talking about, yo, I want $1 million a fight. They ain't even proven yet. It's crazy.
Right. And they're doing it because they're trying to be like Floyd now instead of doing it
instead of working for it
the right way. Right. Let's see here. Not all floor fights were tough. You're right, Ross Scott. Not all his fights were tough, but in the beginning, in the Pretty Boy Floyd era, he was fighting.
He had quite a few fights there. He had quite a few fights. I mean, he kind of beat a lot of competition. I think my favorite win was him. I know a lot of people like him beating up my boy Diego Corrales. God rest his soul. Rest in peace, Diego. In peace. But I thought the Angel Man Freddy beatdown was the best. I'm sorry.
You thought it was better than a Toro Gotti beatdown?
No, that was different. I'm talking about not on the championship level. I'm talking about coming up. The come up.
Okay.
And the come up stages.
He beat the brakes off of Toro Gotti.
Angel Man Freddy was the biggest trash talker and a dog apparently to everybody, right? Like we got the Toro Gotti thing. We know he was in wars and he did his thing. He was the Rocky of that era. We get that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way this dude trash talk. You know what I mean? He was he was a beast. Had the devil on his back and all that. Like, yeah, I'm coming to get you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, destroyed him.
Yeah, you actually weren't sure about what was going to happen in that fight going into that fight.
Yeah.
You weren't sure. It was like, it was like, I don't know, Pretty Boy ain't supposed to be beating up the devil. Like, nothing pretty supposed to be beating up the devil.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That was to me, that was like, yo, he just showed this dude he ain't nobody.
He's arrived. He's arrived. You know what I'm saying? That was his arrival fight. That was
they was really hyping this dude up too, bro. They was hyping Man Freddy up. Big time.
Yo, I appreciate you, Inevitable D Block. He said I shared the show on my Twitter account, man. I appreciate you. Where I'm growing. Started with 16 January. Now I have 315 people. I'm here to spread the word. You guys are the truth. Facts. Yo, Inevitable D Block, salute, brother. You're one of my biggest supporters, man. One of the show's biggest supporters, man. And I appreciate that. It doesn't go unseen or unnoticed, bro. You do. Facts.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we got to copy that. Yo, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Ask you gotta put
whenever I'm talking about him, facts. I might put that on my soundboard, bro. Andrew Charles says Floyd beat a lot of people's favorite fighters. Yeah, Roscott, Berto, Guerrero, Corley, Gotti, Marquez. Is that tough? And let's not forget Drunken Loser. Man, Freddie was in wars before he faced Floyd. He was Angle, then not the devil version. I mean, okay, Roscott, I hear you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I hear I hear your perspective on it, but all those names that you said right there, except for Berto, because Berto was out of here. I ain't gonna hold you, but but Guerrero, come on, man, that was a tough Mexican. Corley, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? He put blood in Floyd's mouth. Gotti was the Rocky of that time period, man. Gotti was gonna stand there and fight with him, and he helped Floyd look great because he was a great dancing partner. Marquez, come on, bro. Marquez, you know, I'm not going to say he was tough, but Marquez knocked out Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Wasn't that nigga drinking his piss?
He was drinking his piss to get ready to that fight. I remember watching him drink his piss like, oh, that dude different. That dude different. When he drank his piss, come on, man, laughing aside. I was taking him dead serious. When he drank that piss, I was like, oh.
Wow, this dude is serious about it.
Yo, he's dead serious. He drank it right there in front of us, talking about he getting all the nutrients back in, which, by the way, I just want to make it clear, Marquez, you were wrong, bro. You were just drinking piss, bro.
Nutrients. That's all waste.
That's all waste. That's what the body don't want, and you drink it again, bro. Just want to let you know, for whatever it's worth, that was some BS, bro. Wasn't none of that. That was some BS, bro.
I'm in med school now, and I'm like, bro, no.
You might as well been eating a plate of shit, dog. You might as well been eating a plate of shit.
I don't know what's pure about that.
Let's keep it 100. You might as well have put a plate of shit there and been snacking on some shit, bro. You was doing the same thing, just liquid form, bro.
You should have snack with the Eddie Conti.
Ridiculous, but gangster and hard body. Recognize we respected it. When we saw it, we respected it. We saw it. We understood what the whole point was behind it.
Yeah,
that you tough as shit.
No doubt, 100%.
Like a nigga drink his piss in front of me, I'm gonna fight him different than if he didn't drink the piss in front of me. Heard? I'm gonna keep it 100.
I think that's fucking crazy.
The way we fight gonna be different now. Like I'm gonna fight you still because I gotta stand on my square, but I'm gonna acknowledge that you drank piss. You don't care. Best Gotti at his home in his home game. Wait, Jay Pitty said best Gotti at his own game too in Jersey. Yeah, bro. Come on, man. Come on, you got my permission. Facts. Inevitable D Block. Eastside Easy, salute, man. Definitely seen the channel's growth. Salute. Thank you, Eastside. Ordinary Aim said, "What D Block? What's D Block in y'all account on Twitter? Got raised already. It's Claymore Rain. Claymore_Rain on Twitter."
Hold on, which one you got? Ray Davis or Ray? I think mine is Ray D, right? Or Ray in Jersey. Ray in Jersey.
Yeah, that is what it is. Yup.
Yeah, because make sure, because there's another account that's not mine. It's a fake account.
Right.
It was out there.
I'm gonna start posting up some stuff on Twitter too. I'm gonna start getting involved in that space as well. Andrew Charles.
My account got naked girls on it. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, great! Now everybody going there.
I'm just playing.
Perverts. Andrew Charles says I was really big on Cotto. Yeah, you ain't mentioned that, Ross Scott. You ain't mentioned Cotto. That was a tough big fight. That was a big fight for Floyd.
Oh, I thought he got a nice couple shots in too. In that
yeah, bro. Listen, bro, that was a good fight. You ain't gonna mention that fight, Ross Scott. You ain't gonna mention that one. Let me see.
It's hard winds out here, man.
Over here too, I can hear it outside. Yeah. Let's see here.
In my head, Cotto.
Come on, Ross Clot. Come on, Ross Clot. You need to stop, bro. Cotto was a good fight for Floyd. That was a good fight. I really enjoyed that.
I think a pre plastic glove Cotto would have gave him a better fight though.
Yeah, because he got his face broken up by Margarito a little bit. But that's a fight I watch from time to time. I've watched that fight at least 3 to 4 times.
Peace.
Salute 2 cents. We about to put that link up too. I ain't gonna even hold you. We're gonna get the room popping. And 2 cents getting here. It's about time to put that link up.
Out there.
Let's see. I can't believe you guys are praising that Gotti win. To each his own. I ain't mad at you. I'm not praising it like that, Roscoe. I'm not praising it like, yo, that was a hard fight, man. He almost, you know what I'm saying? That was a hard. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say those were great fights. You know what I mean? He beat the dog shit out that dude.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And that makes Floyd look bad. Ross Cloud is just ruthless, bro. He ain't got no heart. He ice cold, bro. The world doesn't turn you colder, Ross Cloud. You need Jesus. Shake my head, Cotto. Cotto took beatings from Margarito, Manny, and Clotty. I know what GTFOH means, Ross Cloud. I know what it means, brother. 2 cents boxing. Salute. Anonymous says General Hernandez was a good win for him too. Genaro Hernandez? Didn't Genaro Hernandez knock him down?
Who was it?
Genaro Hernandez didn't knock Floyd down? Hernandez? Let me not. Don't quote me.
Wasn't it?
Real early.
Early.
I think he knocked him down, bro. Let me know. Anonymous, did he? I don't know.
Yeah, early. I mean, go ahead.
Clay, salute Clay, Ross Scott, the realest MF in the panel 9 out of 10 times because he don't give a rat's. Let's see here. Miss Bitch.
He said he the master debater. Pause.
Blessings, Miss Bitch. I'm trying to get comfortable with calling you a bitch. Bear with me, holy bitch queen.
What in the world?
Bear with me. It's going to take some time. All right. But we'll get it together and we'll get comfortable calling you a bitch. Okay. All right. Anonymous. Ross Clock got all the excuses. Okay. Let me throw the link up.
Yeah.
That Gotti fight is one of the cleanest ass whoopings in boxing history. 100%. And you know what? Gotti just wasn't going nowhere. He was just taking that and he wasn't going nowhere. He wasn't even showing no signs of going nowhere. He wasn't even showing no signs of going nowhere as much as he was getting punched in the face. I think Floyd was like, this Italian motherfucker ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, he ain't gonna go nowhere. Well, I'm gonna keep punching him in his face till the ref either stops or until the last bell rings. That's what's gonna have to be. All right, I throw the link up in there. Ross Clot, come on up. You know what I'm saying? If you're up in there 2 cents, let me know where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all jump in the building. Let's talk boxing, man. I definitely want some perspective on this topic though, on the cross promotion, and I definitely want some perspective on Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua next week. I think that's a big fight. Big fight. Ross Cotton, Madonna got dropped by No Chin Khan. Devin Alexander didn't let Madonna win a round. Madonna beat Floyd's ass. Madonna, he didn't outbox Floyd, but you know, it was a pretty aggressive street fight type of fight, that first one. Okay. Yo, that's right, it's Truth, right? Truth?
Yeah. Big Dre in the building. You know you coming up here, Big J, right? Because Frequent in the chat somewhere, so he waiting for you. He told me. But you gotta wait till he get up here, Big Dre, before you come up. Wait for Frequent. Because he been waiting for you. He said something about a battle he had.
Uh-oh. Oh man, he changed his name every damn time, bro.
What's up, y'all? Salute.
You change your name too easy. Salute. What's
going on?
Every time I look at your name, I just gotta look at your thumbnail because your name changed every time.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's me back in the days when I was boxing.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was a bum though. You know the bums I talk about? That's me.
Right. That's why you know it so well, right? You like take one to no one, and I'm gonna let you know right
now. Exactly.
I'm gonna let you know right now. That guy right there. Take my word for it.
That's right. I can spot a bum real quick.
Oh, you funny for that. That's funny.
You just keep it at 100, like nah,
keep it a buck, man.
This bitch said nah was Castile. We got a lot going on here. Yo, who's Miss Bitch, man? Yo, Miss Bitch, are you a female? Holy bitch queen is crazy. LOL. Damn, bro.
Definitely somebody that watch anime. Cause that's an anime character. I don't know from where, but
yo, the anime, let me see. I don't know.
That's funny.
I don't know. I think you kind of bait me. I think Miss Bitch Queen is baiting us into saying bitch on the channel. I think you're trying to get me demonetized by making your name.
Biatch.
That's what I think. I think you got me. You trying to do so. Ross Clot.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Chilling, man. So what do you think about the state of? I mean, what do you think about everything that's going on right now as far as with the Canelo Alvarez situation leaving the PBC? What has it sparked anything? Have you noticed the energy changing in the space a little bit, where it just seems like it's changing a lot of
Queen B.
a lot of perspective on the way boxing is going to be approached now by the promoters. It looks like the promoters are looking at it differently. Am I crazy?
Yeah, well, the thing is, and I had stated this before, I think what Canelo did is it's the right timing for him, right? So like if the excuse is PBC don't have enough money to pay him, they don't have the money up front, that takes away from him ducking Benavidez. Because like I said yesterday, I said it before, Canelo, if he's supposed to be the face of boxing, I know for sure with good promotion, he could generate the money that he's asking for. It's going to generate. To me, I think he's using whatever PBC got going on financially as an excuse to be like, oh yeah, it's time to go. Cause you know what? They don't got the money. And you know, I'm not going to get the Benavidez fight anyway. And this is that, which is why in the interview, Benavidez' daddy is like, no, we're going to take whatever we want. We just want the fight. The reason why they want to take whatever they want is because they don't got no choice to take whatever they want. They don't have no choice. There's no, because there's not enough money to go around and play around with. So they like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we want to take whatever we want. So so the ball is on your court now. Canelo says, no, I'm leaving. So that's it. To me, it's messed up because Canelo, I believe, can generate the money. He knows he can generate the money. He just don't want to fight this dude. He just don't want to fight Benavidez, bro.
Yeah, it does. It looks like the space, like the boxing space has really embraced him being a duck. Like I was telling Ray earlier, I'm actually kind of shocked at how unified everybody is about this ducking thing. Like Like nobody's giving him a pass. Like you got a handful of people that, you know, that are going to kind of like stand on the fact that he can do what he wants to do. But for the most part, even like I said Showbiz, who's notoriously known from my experience watching him to just being unbiased. Like, hey man, he's just doing what he's doing, man. I don't know, man. He's like, nah, that's a duck. He ducking. Today he said he ducked Terrence. I'm like, he ducked Terrence? He was like, yo, he ducked Terrence. I'm like, damn, how did you do that? He was like, I got the receipts. My man said, I got the receipts.
That's what I'm saying. Even listen, can you imagine two Mexican stars fighting each other? There hasn't been a big fight between two Mexicans since Barrera and Morales, if I'm not mistaken. When was the last big Mexican showdown? This is an opportunity. Not only that, these is big Mexicans. It's not 135, 126, 122. This is super middleweights. And you saying, you know, they don't got the money, time to go. You know, it's like before all of this, he was really confident about his 3 little fights because it was going to be 3 easy fights. But then it says, when I read the article, oh, he didn't know that Benavidez was the 3rd person on the list. So now it's like, oh, wait a minute, y'all ain't got no money for me. Bye. Come on, man, he's running.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I definitely believe without a doubt. He ain't fighting David Benavidez for free. He feels like he wants to be paid the most money he's ever been paid to fight David Benavidez. He's emphasizing on, he's showing the world that he sees David Benavidez as his biggest threat to this day. You know, this is his biggest threat that he sees because he's fought a lot of, you know, I think he's fought some tough fights. You know what I'm saying? He's fought some tough fights, but
right.
He's really showing his fear on his sleeve with this David Benavidez situation. It's gotten real extreme. Like you would think just the Mexican in him. I mean, literally like what's his name, Barrera and Chavez and all like the legends of Mexico is like, yo, dog, you embarrassing us. Like,
right.
This is not Mexican heritage. This is embarrassing. Fight David. Like it's gotten that bad, right?
Right.
And you can't be wanting to duck a ass whooping that bad. It can't be that serious.
I mean, no, go ahead, continue. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No. I was gonna go ahead and let you get it. I was just basically saying what I said. You know what I mean? That you can't duck a ass whooping that bad.
Along the words that you saying, Clay, I agree with everything both of you are saying. I think that he was going to pass the torch in my eyes, and he just wanted that to be his last fight to go submit his legacy, win or lose. And I think he just seems that he doesn't want to retire because I think he has a strong feeling he's going to lose that fight. So why not wait this fight until I'm ready to retire? That way, if I lose, I walk off in the sunset as you know what I mean, still as what I am, and I still get my bag, and I lose my belt. So what? But we'll see. Like at the end of the day. You know what I mean? The guy that everybody wants to see the fight. I told you, these people don't fight for the fans no more. They fight for the bag, and that's what's ruining the sport. We need to start getting this where they're starting to fight for the fans again. That's why I take a lot of these other fighters seriously when they say that they want to fight the tough fights. They want to fight the guys that's out there when they're calling out all these fighters. That makes me feel like, yo, this is what boxing is about. But and then everybody's like, yo, this person's trolling, this person's doing that. Man, I don't like that. But when you got the guys that say, oh, well, I can go move this way, I can move that way, I can fight this guy, I can fight that guy. Oh, yeah, I'll get to him. That's the whackness. Whether you call it a duck or not, it's a duck to me.
Right. It's a total duck. And it's like if you look at his run, right, like his 168 run, there wasn't anybody in that 160 run nowhere close to Benavidez. No one even there to prepare him for somebody like Benavidez. Even the Bivol fight wasn't a fight that's going to prepare him for Benavidez. So he got like all these things going on with him. And it's like, oh, you know what? What did he do? He stopped Plant and then he stopped, like he's stopping all these guys. It's like, you know what? Nah, man, y'all got to pay me 40, 50 million for this one or I'm out. That's just what it looks like.
But let me ask you guys this question. Because I think yesterday you might have mentioned something about that these fighters. I don't know if it was you, Roscott, or who it was who said that basically these fighters need to start taking a little bit less money, being able or willing to take a little bit less money to make these
I said that. Yep.
Right. Okay. So how does that work though? As far as like, how do you picture that happening? How do you picture being able to convince a fighter to take less money than because
they got to be confident enough to win. The reason why, like, perfect example with Shakur, right? He's a perfect example. You get offered 25%. This is probably the biggest pay that he was going to get at the time was with Haney, and you said no. If you was confident enough to take that fight and you feel like you was going to win, guess what? Now if you beat him, you get to make the negotiations and be like, nah, I want 45% this time, right? But he didn't have the confidence. So that's the thing. These fighters gotta have the confidence because, as I said in my message earlier, Floyd messed up the game with this whole negotiating and the belts don't matter and all this. So you shouldn't say that the belts don't matter because they do. Shouldn't say legacy don't matter because it does. Shakur messed up a perfect opportunity to have a legacy fight. Why? Because it wasn't enough money. Come on, that's messed up.
And look what he's doing now.
Do you think like vested interest payments, like the winner gets the lion's share or the winner gets more money? Like if they start fighting for money, you know what I'm trying to say? Like if it starts to be like, if they start having like pay that's like based on performance and based on
like
you know what I'm trying to say, like trying to make it to give them some vested interest in fighting the best. Like, is there a way to like coordinate that? You think like does that make sense?
Stipulation.
Some sort of
I don't know. That's a good question.
That'd be good. That'd actually be good. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll give you. Let's just use Canelo since he's the face. All right, yeah, we'll give you a $15 million fight. But here you go. You want that 35 mil, you're going to have to work that 20 mil you off. You have to stop this guy within this amount of rounds. You got to bring this many people into the fight. You got to promote the fight so many times. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff that's going to help them make money too. That right there can be helpful. And then your opponent got to, you know, get something out of the deal. You know what I mean? Like, I see what you're saying, Clay, because I see that in sports a lot. I mean, you got like NFL running backs or quarterbacks. They got to hit a certain number to get a certain percentage on their bonus. You know what I mean? Almost like a bonus. That makes sense. That actually can work in boxing if they try to implement that.
Yeah, something to like start intertwining the money with the effort, with the challenge, with the, you know what I'm saying? Like make the money, give vested interest to fight the best. Somehow structure it to where there's vested interest on. I want to see fighters arguing and flipping on each other to get, I'm the mandatory, you know what I'm saying? Or I want that belt, or you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I'm not taking that fight because I'm this close to a championship. I'm not sacrificing that when I'm this close to, I want them to start valuing that. Let's see. Next Generation Combat Sports says, I feel like it has to be on the promoters. They could put stipulations in a contract that could do bonuses for title defenses or mandatories. But at this point, I agree with you, by the way, Next Gen. I like that. I like that. That's a good start. But these fighters, have they been spoiled already? Is it too late? Is it too late? How are you going to convince these fighters to do that?
You have to start with the young next generation. You have to start with the next generation. You have to wipe the slate clean after these guys start retiring off and kicking their sleds on their tires, or the tires on their sled. My bad. Once you start doing that, then you can start moving into that field by creating certain stipulations and contracts now that help you go towards the future. You can still end up with the same bag. You can still end up with certain things, but it can also help at the end of the day, like what he just put in the whole premise of what the stipulations, how you manage the contracts and stuff like that with bonuses and defenses of titles. That can all play a part. You can start it now. I mean, that's something that you have to work on in negotiations going forward. That's all. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, they'd have to figure it out. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a small percentage of the fighters that are really getting those huge paydays, right? Like, it's really them. I mean, the rest of the boxing space is not really. Did you guys hear about Frank Martin potentially getting a guaranteed $200,000 to fight against Tank Davis? Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about that.
I heard that too. I heard it was like 200 times 200 times 200. Yeah.
Let me pull it up right now. Let's not speculate. Let's talk. Let's chop it up in a real way. Hold on a second.
When they fight, if they fight, Tank Davis is going to beat him. He ain't got no punching. You can't beat Tank Davis if you ain't got no punching power.
Salute, y'all.
What's up, Frequent?
Salute, man. What the hell?
What's up, Frequent? Salute.
What's going
My
on,
bad.
man? How you?
Craziness. I just seen some craziness
I'm over here chilling. I'm over here cooking. That's why I keep putting it on mute. I don't want y'all hearing this shit that I'm frying,
Oh.
sizzling up on the microphone and
I
shit.
know I smell hamburgers.
Oh, so
what's up when y'all saying that y'all think that these fighters should take less? Y'all mean as far as guarantees?
Maybe
Yeah.
that as well, but
Yeah.
also just how do we get these fighters back into the range of like making these fights realistic, making box. Okay, here's what it comes down to.
Fighting again.
How do we make boxing profitable for the investors?
Right.
Now, I don't want them to get too rich, but what I'm trying to say is when you look at a company like PBC, who's been with like 10 networks, I heard somebody say 10 networks, and I couldn't believe that because I couldn't remember the 10 networks that they've been with 10 networks. You know what I mean? Dropped or left the network or however you want to look at it, all the way up until this point. That's just kind of showing like they haven't been making money for these networks. You know what I'm saying? They've been making money. The fighters have been making money, but the networks haven't been making money. And basically the networks are losing interest in getting involved with the sport of boxing. So ultimately the payments to these fighters have to become a little bit more realistic. They're overpaying the fighters. That's where the money's going, especially when we're talking about the big fights.
In the form of guarantees, though.
I don't know how. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
That's the only way I can see it being possible because if they're getting a percentage, so you're thinking maybe they should get a smaller cut of a percentage of the
something. I'm thinking that they just need to get more realistic payments. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to be. I hate talking like this, bro.
All right, let's look at it this way. Let me try to shine some light on this. So when they fought back in, I would say the 50s and prior, maybe even into the 60s, they fought for the gate. They fought for the prize. They would get a portion of the prize. They would come. They weren't scheduled to, negotiate contracts weeks and months ahead. They were like, hey, you come to this fight, you fight this guy for your belt. Because remember, these guys were fighting like 60 fights a year. You fight this guy for your title, or you fight this guy that's from Arkansas and you beat him. The winner gets 60% of the pot. The loser gets 20%. The promoter gets the other 20%. Like they would find a way to make these guys worthy of them fighting. They can do something like that. They can fight off the gates, you know what I mean, and just get gates or other things. They can fight over contracts. These guys just want so much guaranteed up front. I think that's what. I think.
I figured that out. Oh, I just figured something new out. I'm celebrating. I'm sorry.
Good job. Hey, there's a picture of Val. I thought we couldn't see his face. What happened?
But do y'all read that? Can y'all see that Twitter?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says rumors are swirling, and this is from the Boxing Voice 8 hours ago, earlier today. Rumors are swirling in the boxing world, and we want to hear your thoughts on the matter. It's been said that Frank Martin is only being offered a purse of $200,000 to fight Tank Davis, despite the potential notoriety and the title, the potential notoriety and the title that comes with it. The question is, would Martin regret not taking the opportunity to fight Shakur Stevenson when it was presented to him? Had he emerged victorious against Stevenson, Martin would have had the chance to make a lot more money facing Tank Davis now.
Well, I think. Yeah.
Well, I think maybe only in the form of the guarantee,
right?
Because we don't know what split he's getting, and how much he'll get off the back end.
Right here it says, yeah, if it's not including the back end, hell yeah, that's a bad deal. 200,000 is nothing to sneeze at for a guy on Frank Martin's level. Tank is a bigger fight. Well, they're saying 200,000 more. This guy's saying $200,000 more.
No.
I don't know, man. At the end of the day,
it's got to be back end.
Right.
It's got to be back end. It's got to be.
It can't be 200,000, right? It just can't be.
Yeah, it got to be back end. We got to use our common sense here. He's not just going to take that, bro.
I don't think so, because he even said that when he was fighting Shakur. He said he ain't taking less than whatever, and everyone said if he ain't taking that Tank fight for more money, then they're gonna call him a duck. So that's the given. That is, he's talking that he's getting back in. That's probably just a small guarantee, and then he's going to get the rest of his money off the pay-per-views, though. We'll see. Only time will tell.
I'm gonna say like this: it hasn't been
You heard
like it hasn't been, it hasn't been broken down. Like we don't know what it is.
Right.
We know. But come on, we know that though. He's not. Well, he was asking for $1 million with Shakur.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Tank for no 400,000, and that's it. That's that. No back end.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So it got to be that.
Doesn't make sense, but does it put him in a position to where is that guaranteed? I don't know. Like, why shouldn't that guarantee be like 1.5?
What I'm thinking is, this is what I'm thinking. It's probably going to be some of the gate, and then they'll probably throw in some concessions, some back end money on it. That's what I'm thinking.
But let me ask y'all this: how much money does Frank Martin how much did he generate in this last fight? Is he a $300,000 paid fighter?
Yeah, he got that. I think he got
that's what he gets paid. That's what he normally gets paid, like 200. I think 250,000 was his last pay.
Yeah,
yeah. So they probably like double what he double what he usually get, and then gave him the rest off the back end.
Oh, maybe. Or is Tank Davis and them trying to lowball him so they could go fight some bump? That's what it looks like. That's what it's looking like.
You gotta give him the benefit of the doubt, bro.
Yeah, right. I
don't like to look at the negative, to think the negative right off the bat, you know?
Yeah. I mean, lowballing is a popular thing nowadays. So
yeah.
Yeah, but have we ever heard of Tank's team lowballing somebody before? Everybody's pretty happy, after them fights. So we can't, they're not. I don't think that they will start doing it now. So,
I mean, look at the caliber of opponents. They ain't got no choice but to be happy.
Hector Garcia made more than 200,000.
No, but I'm saying, like, they always, when somebody fight Tank, it's always a life-changing thing for them. It's like hitting the lottery, So we can't, expect nothing less.
I'm saying, okay, we'll give Isaac Cruz a perfect example with his fake ass living in a hotel story. Whatever the offer was to him, he had no choice but to take it. Why? Because he's supposedly living in a hotel.
Right.
So he was going to take whatever regardless.
Well, he was a last-minute replacement, though, right?
Yeah. So So I'm saying, what is the deal for Martin? Are they lowballing him? Is $200,000 low to y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guarantee?
It is low.
It's very low. For that fight, yes.
It's very low. Sounds like he's lowballing him.
Is it lowballing him if it's double what he usually makes?
We don't know what it is.
More than that. I'm trying to look it up because it's a public record, but I can't find it.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Yo, shout out to Ordinary M for the cash up, for the $10 cash app, bro. Salute, bro. I appreciate you, brother. I'm just getting used to this. I'm sorry I'm taking so long to read it, but I guess I could put an alert in here or something, man. I appreciate you, man. Salute, brother. Thank you for donating to the channel. Go ahead, guys.
But yeah, no, I think I thought he made more than that. I thought his last fight was like somewhere upwards around 600,000. Because they was talking about it was double when he fought Shakur and they gave him the thing. I could be wrong, but I thought I heard it was double. You know what I mean?
I heard. I'm reading like on the Twitter while you guys are going. I'm kind of like scrolling through and reading through it. There are people who saying that it said that the original post said 200,000 more. They're saying that they're misprinting it. I want to know what the original,
I was just
like where they got the information.
All right, we got.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that's even correct or not. So we could just be talking about something that's not even true.
Yo, what up?
Queen, I had to give her the right entrance. Salute to the Queen, 2 cents in the building.
You kicking buildings down like that, 2 cents?
I want to hop up here real quick about the Frank Martin thing, man. We gotta stop. Listen, we gotta stop just believing any ridiculous thing about the PBC when it's not even what they're known for. They're not known for lowballing fighters. They're known for giving fighters life-changing money. Now, What I've heard is that the offer is $1.2 million guaranteed for Frank Martin, and of course they're gonna get whatever they're gonna get on the back end. For anybody to even believe at all that they're offering Frank Martin 200,000 is just ridiculous in my opinion. Like, let's be for real, y'all. These people aren't trying to fight Tank and jumping to fight Tank because he's lowballing them. If anybody lowballing fighters is Bob Arum, but that's another conversation.
All right, let me help two cents out with this. Let me help 2 cents out with this, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, would it make sense for somebody to take less, like 200,000 for a fight? I mean, let's look at today's day and age also on that, because I mean, I think she has a great point. Frank Martin is probably valued a lot more than his last couple of fights. I think he's probably, I'm not gonna say he's worth more than Ryan, but he's worth it more than the last couple of fighters that Tank fought. He brings something to the table, and he brings a shock value. That right there alone says something. The guy turned down a fight for $1 million because he wanted a little bit more to fight. So I think she has something, you know what I mean, something relevant in what she's saying about it doesn't make sense. I don't think it's so much the PBC. I just think that what we're hearing is we got to hear it from the fighters themselves. Let's let the fighters talk about it, or let's let some real live media source, and I don't mean like a YouTube channel thing. Obviously, we got people that are behind the scenes that report stuff. I'm saying let's get a real report on it before we start speculating, because I mean we're only reporting anyway. But I think I kind of understand what she's saying. Like, the fighters talk sometimes. We're in his pockets right now, and we don't even know if it's 100%. I know it's out there.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, but
the
thing is,
you're
gonna have people running with that. When I'm just saying that.
Because I heard it. I've been hearing it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Wait, hold on.
Not you, Clay. I'm not saying.
I know it's not me, but I just want to be clear about something. I don't think the man's getting paid just $200,000. $200,000. What I asked is, what do you guys think about the rumors going on around?
Right.
And that's why I brought up the posting and let it be known that I'm not the one saying he's getting paid $200,000. I'm bringing up, what do you think about this post that was posted up? I don't think the man, if he's getting paid $200,000, I think that's crazy. That's what he was. I don't believe that's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people saying, "Oh, he's only getting 200,000 more than he was getting to fight Shakur." No, he's not, because we got to consider the back end. Shakur and them, they don't get no back end. They business model don't work like that. So he's not only getting 200,000 more.
That's also false.
They don't get no back end. Why?
That's false. That's false.
Because they have to sell like 300,000 pay-per-views in order to get the back end. That's the way their business model is set up.
That's false. It all depends how it's negotiated in the contract. Some fighters over there do get back in.
It's not false. Rachel Donaire broke it down for us. That's exactly how it works.
I mean, she's not in a war room with them. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying to you is
definitely done business
with Rachel. What I'm saying is there have been fighters that have gotten back in fights over there, depending on their structure of their contracts. It just depends on the contract. Now, for majority of the fights, yes, I do know Top Rank does not like to pay back in out of pocket. I do know that. Yes, I agree with you. But there have been fighters that have gotten back in on their fights. And for instance,
I'm just saying for the most part, and what they regularly do then. I mean, of course, there's
exactly. No, okay. Then that makes sense.
She's saying like the regular business practice. Like that's
like
what
Sean Porter and Bud actually made back in on that one fight that they did. That's why I was saying not everybody. But I understand you now. Okay. That's clear. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't apologize, 2 cents. You got me saying sorry. You know, you got one up on me.
2 cents, the man that she ain't playing around with you. You want to come looking for you, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with 2 cents. She might throw the other 3 at me.
It's not worth it. But at the end of the day, yeah, definitely don't think he's getting paid 200. But clearly there's some sort of rumor going around. I'm saying like the rumor going around is that there's 200,000 potentially being offered for a purse to fight that. And I was just asking what do you guys think about that rumor going around?
No, I got what you were saying, Clay. I wasn't trying to come at you or say it's you saying it, but I was just saying like what we're seeing, and I say us as or y'all as like the whole, not as just you or me or 2 cents or Frequent or Ross Clock. I'm talking about like the general public when I say y'all. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. And there's people that believe this. Again, until it's enough and it's spoken about, we don't know for sure, but I don't think that's the case, in my opinion.
Right.
Clearly,
I think we pretty much know that's not the case. Like,
right.
I don't think it's not even about thinking about it's not the case, but it is interesting that Boxing Voice, which is supposed to be a credible source of information, Boxing Voice, you know, with Nestor and all those guys over there.
Is it a credible source?
I mean, I think they've been acknowledged as somewhat. If people can get it wrong from time to time, but I think if they're talking about credible sources of information in boxing, I think they're right up there with the biggest channels, right? Like as far as like having
they have inside information. Yes,
having inside information. Like they're one of those guys who are known to do that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be wrong about information, and everybody can be accused of being narrative driven.
Yeah, anything can be leaked to the wrong, from the wrong person, and is what Clay I think is trying to say.
Right, so, but at the end of the day, they just kind of have a reputation. They have a reputation enough to where when they put a posting like that up there, it affects stuff. Like when they put a posting up there saying it's 200, that they might be getting $200,000, people are like, word? Because if I would have put that posting up, niggas are like, yo, Claymore, if you don't sit your tail down somewhere, bro, you know, boy, that's why we don't even, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't get no love, but they're going to get that respect because they've earned that from the way that they represent in the space. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. But 2 cents, let me ask you, are you going to be watching Amanda Serrano this weekend?
I'm definitely gonna watch the fight. I don't know if I'm gonna catch it live, but I'm gonna watch it. But you know, I mean, Amanda Serrano's cool. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Amanda Serrano like that, but I do watch her.
She's the best. I think she's the best in women's boxing.
Yeah, I think she's right. I think she's arguably in the same conversation as Clarissa Shields.
I think she's better based on competition. But again, it's not fair to Clarissa to say that because of the class that Clarissa's in. It's not too many people like we can really say, okay, this person's on her level. Where with Serrano, you like, yo, you got people that are elite, and she just dogs them out. So I mean, I get it. Yeah, we want to see that too next gen. I would love to see that, but it's 2 weight classes now, so you have to wait and see if Serrano wants to go up there.
Yeah. But
I don't think they're moving up. I don't think they're gonna move up.
Yeah, Serrano versus Baumgartner next generation is the fight to make. Clarissa is Roscott. Roscott, I ain't gonna even hold you, bro. I didn't even realize you left the panel. Yeah, he said Clarissa is the best female fighter today. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very arguable.
That's
very
arguable.
Quite possibly.
That's very subjective.
I think she's the only American fighter to win 2 gold medals.
Right. I was just gonna say that I think for what she accomplished, yes. In all the rounds of boxing and other fight, combat sports, yes. When you're talking about certain things what Serrano did and how she has set up a lot of these has she pioneered a lot of things, I have to say she's still one of those current fighters that's doing it, and she's still in the game. So she came on late, but she was there with some of the earlier pioneers of women's boxing, and she's still there, and she's doing her thing.
But no female boxer is as skillful as Clarissa. Not one.
No. I mean, again,
you don't think Amanda Serrano is a skilled boxer?
No, not as skilled as Clarissa.
I mean, pound for pound wise, I would say I think Serrano's better. Pound for pound.
Wow.
Pound for pound. As far as
I don't know if I'm willing to say that she's better, but I definitely say it's an argument. Like I think she's there. Like she's there in that conversation without a doubt. Like it's just hard for me to
listen. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is why we disagree. We agree to disagree, right? This is why we do it.
Right. No, I just definitely think I don't think it's an open and close opening
again
like case. You know what I'm
saying? Name 5. Well, I'm not really a women's fighter division. What do you call it? Women's boxing. I don't watch a lot of it, but when I do watch it, it's usually them I watch. But when you watch some of them bouts, like name some of the boxers in the divisions that you've heard of between, you know what I mean, like Clarissa's divisions that she fought in Serrano's division. You'll see what I mean. Competition a little. I'm just saying you've seen more fighters on cards and that held belts in her divisions as she came up and went. I think she's what, 2 divisions now? She's 2 or 3 divisions. I think Clarissa's 3 as well. But how many people in that division did you know that had the belts that Clarissa fought? Besides the ones like Amy, was her Amy Taylor or something like that? What was her name?
Katie Taylor.
Yeah, that's like the only one that we really knew. I didn't know none of them other people. For real. Keeping it a buck.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's up there though. I got no problem with somebody saying Clarissa's the best, and I ain't got no problem saying Amanda's the best. I think they both. I think it's that close.
I think she was like 4 years behind Ali. I think Layla Ali would have probably gave her some good smoke back then if she was still young or not.
Hell no. Layla
no? See, a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that. I don't know, man.
Heck no.
I don't know.
It's a whole different level. She's a whole different level.
Yes, now because women's boxing wasn't what it was back then. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
On the map.
Now, Ann Wolf, we can argue about that.
Okay. In my opinion, I think a young, primed Layla Ali would have been a great fight for
Ann Wolf. Shields. Oh, what do you think about Ann Wolf and Layla?
I think Ann Wolf would have beat Ann Wolf.
Yeah, bro. She was that real deal, bro.
Ann Wolf had that dog in her, like.
She also would have gave Clarissa a good fight.
Yeah, Ann Wolf would have gave her a good fight.
Yeah, she would have gave her a good fight too. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just we just miss the errors are not connecting. That's all. But it's going to get there.
Layla ducked Ann Wolf, right? Like
yeah,
she ran.
Yeah, she did definitely.
Absolutely.
Right. All right.
Yeah, she definitely.
That I'll agree with.
But
well, I disagree, dang it.
Hold on, Ross Klotz.
Somebody got to disagree with you crazy son SOBs. I'll do it. If nobody else going to do it, I'll do it.
Look what Ross Klotz said. He eating his cheeseburger. Look what he said.
And Wolf half man and his big.
No, above that one. Not that one. The one, the other one.
Oh, Jesus. What, the Shields can't punch for shit?
Yeah,
that one?
What did say? I'm telling you,
man. I don't know why if you
Layla was nice, man. She actually had skills, man.
She was that good. I think she would have gave her a run for her money. I think she could have actually even beat her. Now, Ann Wolf was a different story. She was
but frequent. Layla didn't want to fight Ann Wolf, bro.
No,
come on, frequent.
You right about that.
She might have had.
What made you think? What make you think that though?
Ann was chasing her all around the world, bro, trying to fight her, bro. Calling her out in every which way you could do it. Like, let me tell you, Ann Wolf was calling her out like how it was crazy the way she was just calling her out, like calling out her name, and just wherever she fought at, she was right there. Like, yo, you scared of me, you whack, you soft, signed the paperwork. What are you talking about? A lot of people say that that Layla Ali straight up retired rather than fight, like literally retired. From boxing, like she had prime years that she could have been still fighting.
She pulled the Canelo.
Yes, I was gonna say she did the Canelo.
Wow. Okay, that's okay.
Hey man, Bill and Devin be doing the same thing to Tank, but
okay, frequent.
There you go.
Big Dre in the chat talking to you, man. He said drop the link.
That what I just said is gonna make Big Dre jump up here.
Just had to chime in and disagree. Yup, Big Dre, you right. You know he gonna do that. You know that's exactly what he gonna do.
Didn't Devin just say he going to 47 after this fight?
Did he? I don't think so.
We going to 40, bro. Well, we going to 140, bro.
I heard he say he going to 47. That's what I heard. Now I can't verify. I'm just saying that's what the word on the YouTube.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah.
He said he want Barrios next, right?
Oh, salute TR in the building.
Yeah, like David Benavidez, man. He trying to get that smoke with Canelo. Canelo acting funny, so he like, I'm going up to 175, man.
What happened here?
You get
try this again. Hold on.
Clay experimenting with the buttons and features and stuff.
Hold on a second here. Wait for it. There we go. I got it now. Wait for it. I think she's coming back. I think she's back now.
Okay.
She's back now. I think 2 Cents did that low key. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I think she just tried to sabotage me, bro.
I'm gonna have to agree with somebody on this one. Why you bring that and Tank up?
She said, "What I do? You know what you did. You know what you did."
Freak just had to throw that in there. You gotta ignore Freak sometimes.
I know.
You got like a Tourette syndrome. He just be like, "Hey,
No,
like,
I corrected it. I switched it to David Benavidez though. Same thing.
I heard that fight was happening too. At cruiserweight.
175.
Y'all think Canelo will fight Benavidez at 175?
I think if you get that undisputed,
I think that'll be a possibility.
If you get that undisputed, he'll do it.
I think that's a great tactic for David Benavidez to go up there and beat Bivol or Bivol, however you say his name, and then fight Betev, whatever his name is.
But then even if you look at that, it's like
go up and take both of them out, right? And then Canelo don't got nobody up there to fight. You know, he got to come up there and see him.
You're gonna fight me after I fought Bivol and Beterbiev. Now you gonna fight me? Like, wow.
Canelo lost to Bivol though.
Hold on, guys. I think it's a stupid thing for Canelo to do, but I'll tell you why I think Canelo would do it. Because if he gets that undisputed up there, now at least Canelo gets to add something to his legacy. He gets to be also a two-weight class undisputed champion in the full belt era. He gets to join that club with Terrence Crawford and Clarissa Shields. You know what I mean? And
in a way,
Monster, yeah, and in a way, so Monster in a way. So I think that could attract him to it. But I do agree with you, 2 Cents. I think that he's going to face a way more deadly David Benavidez as an undisputed light heavyweight champion than he would have at 168, where he kind of has him drained a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Either he'll be more deadly or he won't be the same because he didn't been through 2 tough fights. So it could go either way.
I think he's young. I think he's gonna get better. I think he's gonna be a better version. David Benavidez, sometimes we forget how young he is. He a real young dude. How old is David? Like 25, 24? He a young guy, bro.
I didn't know Benavidez. He definitely don't look that young.
I know, that's what I say. People sometimes forget. I'm gonna tell you how old he is right now. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
I don't think he's 25 though, bro.
26.
He's 26. I told you, 25, 26. Yeah, he in that age range. He a young guy. He the younger brother to Jose. You know what I'm saying? He the little one. He just the bigger
like 40 though.
Jose like 32, 33, something like that, 30 something, 34. But yeah, he a young guy, man. I think David Benavidez. That's why I think people don't realize that David Benavidez is such a young guy. Like he hasn't hit the ceiling yet. He's still growing. He's still not growing as far as size and muscles, but growing as far as mentally, as far as in boxing. He's still a young guy.
Y'all think he might make it up to heavyweight?
No. Cruiserweight. I can see him doing
cruiserweight.
They got to get people up there too. So I mean, look.
Yeah, but look at what's his name?
If it's an easy belt for him to snatch, he might go up there.
He's gonna do a Roy, then he got to come back down, and he's gonna do like Roy and get beat.
I said if you're not a casual, you gotta get the names right, frequent.
Don't we basically got a cruiserweight up there as a heavyweight champion now?
True.
Yeah.
The cruiserweight.
What? Oh, that's a GPS.
27? TR. He 27? David
26. He'll probably be 27 soon. But he's 26.
Let's see how old he is. Let's stop it right now. He's 27, bro. You wrong, bro.
Me?
Yeah, he's 27.
You the one who went with it, man. Cut it out.
I did go with it, but you said it, bro.
Well, that's your fault.
Okay.
What TR talking about? Me saying Bivol or Bivol?
No, Beterbiev. You was bugging. You was saying something. Yeah, you didn't say that. You didn't say that.
No, people call him Beterbiev because people call him Beterbiev. You know,
why y'all think Canelo didn't rematch Bivol?
Why didn't he? Because
he was even willing to go to 168.
It was such a convincing loss. That's why.
No, because he wanted to beat Bivol at the light heavyweight. He wanted to beat him up there at light heavyweight. He didn't want him to come down there, and he didn't want him to come down there and do the real thing, which is take them undisputed belts off of him and really had him looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I'll go up there, fight you, and if I lose, at least I have the excuse that you're just bigger than me and I was daring to be great. But if this dude comes down to 168 and takes my belts and becomes undisputed at super middleweight, it's going to make me look even crazier. You know what I'm saying? That's why he did that.
Because Bivol wasn't trying to fight him up there no more. He was trying to come down.
No, he would have fought him anywhere. But he was just
that's what I
saying, since
thought.
the excuse was I'm too big, I'll come down and fight you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Canelo didn't want to rematch him at all.
No. Bivol said, I don't, if I remember it correctly, Bivol was like, I'm not interested in doing a rematch at light heavyweight. I already beat you there. He was like, if anything, I'll come down to 168 and at least I'll come for those belts and I'll give you a rematch down there. And Canelo was like, nah, I'm not interested in doing that. Bivol was down to come down. He was down to come down to 168. He didn't want to do the fight at light heavyweight no more. He said he had nothing to gain from it. He's like, you already beat him there. Beating him a second time would offer him nothing, no kind of accolades. He was willing to come down to 168, and Canelo basically was like, well, that does nothing for me because I'm trying to get my get back, and I wanted to be at 175. But I think boxing fans, real hardcore boxing fans, kind of saw through that nonsense and was just like, you just trying to avoid. Like, there's a good chance you're going to lose against this dude, and you don't want to put them belts on the line. You don't want it to
absolutely
crazier.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would have bet on Canelo on that because he could have possibly been drained if he would have came down there.
Yeah, that's not much weight for
you don't think Bivol would have been drained if he would have came down there?
Bivol's not a big 175 pounder though.
Like that, I think he would have carried that weight and gained back what he had for the
fight. Bivol's a small guy for 175.
100%, 2 cents, 100%. Listen, you see Bivol like, nah, bro, I'm gonna come down there. That says it all right there. How he feels about it. You know what I'm saying? Bivol like, nah. I want to fight you at 168. Now, give me something. I beat you up at my weight class. You already lost. You want your rematch? I'll give it to you. But now I want something out of it. I want to get something. You got 4 belts down there. I want those belts.
So is that another duck? Can you duck in a rematch?
Yes, I say it's a duck in my opinion.
That was definitely a duck.
A lot of people consider it a duck, straight up.
No, that's not fair though. I can't give him a duck for that.
No, that's a duck.
That is a duck.
He lost to the man, and he don't want to fight.
Because
if he don't want to fight the man no more, he don't got to fight him again. He already fought him.
You did say,
Freakman, you're not looking at it the right way. He did want the fight again. Canelo wanted the rematch.
He wanted to fight again at 175.
He just wanted it at 175.
He wouldn't take the fight at 168.
He just wanted whatever Bivol didn't want, so he could duck the fight.
Yeah, okay, that part too.
Okay,
some people say that as well.
Listen,
people are saying that
whether you walk through the fence or around it.
I don't know if I agree with that still, man. If you got beat up by the man and you decide you don't want to fight him at a lower weight class, you ducking him still? You already fought him.
Bro,
you just don't want no smoke. That's all. You just don't want no more smoke. You lost, bro.
Frequent, he's asking for the fight though. He's asking for the fight.
Matter of fact, didn't he even mention he would fight him at his weight at one point? He was like, you can come down here and fight me for my belts, I think in the beginning.
Bro, it's double duck jeopardy, bro. You can't be charged with the same crime twice.
It's
a double jeopardy, man. You
take your job too seriously.
He fought the guy already, man. Cut Canelo some slack.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say that's a duck, man. He already fought him. He lost to him. He just admitting that he can't beat him. That's all. You know? It's not like it was a contract, and it was. Wait, was it in the contract?
No, he about to go for 9 on us.
Right.
If it was in the contract, then yeah, he obligated to fight that man. But if it wasn't no contract,
did you just say what I think you said? Yeah, I'm done.
If it was a rematch clause in the contract and he ducked out, yeah, that's a duck right there.
He just bought contract. He just bought the contracts up. He just bought the contract. I ain't gonna even argue with you, Frequent. You right, bro. You got it, bro. Yeah, I'm not good at arguing contracts, bro. I'm the worst.
You got me waving my hands in the background asking, what's wrong with you, Ray?
My weakness. That's my weakness. Contracts. Contracts are my weakness.
Yeah, right.
That's my weakness.
All right, let's move on from that then. What I heard earlier, y'all was talking about y'all was talking about Frank Martin, I think, and somebody said legacy. Somebody mentioned how do we define legacy? Because a lot of people, I think they got it mixed up. A lot of people seem to think that a legacy fight is just a hard fight. You know, with anybody, just a better fight, a hard fight or whatever, a good fight. What y'all think about that? I disagree with that.
Say it one more time.
Yeah, you lost me.
A legacy fight.
Uh-huh.
You know, A money fight is we already know is a fight with a guy who's gonna, it's gonna sell. It's gonna be a big pay-per-view fight. That's what we call a big fight and whatnot. Now a legacy fight, people seem to think that a legacy fight is just a harder fight. A fight with a lesser known guy or something like that. Just a good fight. What's a legacy fight? What's a legacy fight?
Hold on. So you thinking? I think a legacy fight is the fight that helps your career, and solidifies you as who you are as a fighter. Like it's some type of adversity where you had to come in and overcome that situation, due to the challenge and both guys being in the ring.
How do we define legacy? Like how do you build your legacy? By accolades, right?
Right. That's what I said. Overcoming adversity every time you fight, like with a common opponent.
No, that's not the same thing as accolades. What I'm saying is like we define a person's accolades as what they've done, their accomplishments. Like they one division champion, 2 division champion. Are they a champion, a unified champion? So things like that. And so a legacy fight would be beating a champion, acquiring a belt, or something like that, or beating a 2 division champion.
Frequent. That's why I said common opponent, like somebody that has the same accolades or similar statures as you. Like they have belts or they have accomplishments and things of that nature. That's a common.
So if 2 fighters have nothing at all, if 2 fighters don't have any belts, any accomplishments like that, so that's a legacy fight. If 2 guys don't have anything and they're just fighting.
I think what we're confusing. Let me be clear. I think we're confusing what a legendary fight is to a legacy fight. So 2 people, like what was it? Like 2 people just banging out, and we see them giving a great fight, and it's a historical fight. That's a legendary fight. Now it can move you into a legacy status based on if there's anything that comes towards that, but. Yeah, it's a difference. I think you're looking more towards a legendary side of things with your question.
I think what Frequent is basically trying to say that is if there's no accolades on the table, then how can it be considered a legacy fight? And I understand and I kind of agree with him to a degree. Like if you're not going to walk away with accolades, and the accolades that you're walking away with has to do with who you're fighting against, having accolades to offer and bring to the table, then it's hard to define that as a legacy fight. Some sort of accomplishments, and accolades is a short word in my opinion for accomplishments, right? Like who you're fighting should be accomplished, because at the end of the day, the legacy fight is there to define you as a generational talent of that era. You know what I'm saying? That's what the legacy fight's going to cement you in the conversation of. So and I think if I'm correct, it sounds like people were basically trying to compare a fight between Tank Davis, for example, and Frank Martin, and a Devin Haney versus I think against Ryan Garcia or something of that nature to say which one is legacy over the other one. I think it's clear, but I also think that people need to learn how to identify eras and identify stages and chapters in a fighter's career and acknowledge what they're telling you they're doing when they're doing it, and not just use things that aren't usable, right? I'll get deeper into it just to make it clearer. If Devin Haney tells you he's looking to make big fights and make big money, and that's what he's doing right now, he's no longer on that legacy trip no more because he's done enough for his legacy for now. And he says, I'll come back to legacy a little later. You can't take that fighter that he's fighting for money and start to try to compare that as a legacy fighter. Devin Haney never committed to you guys that for the rest of his career, he's going to be fighting legacy fights. He lets you know when he's doing things for his legacy, and now he's letting you know what he's doing for money. Tank and Frank Martin is a great fight, but it's not a legacy fight because Frank Martin is not an accomplished fighter like that. He doesn't have the accolades. He hasn't had any championships. He hasn't fought for any championships. He hasn't beaten anybody. Tank Davis will be his greatest fight that he's ever had, his biggest adversity that he's ever had coming to the table. So it's going to be a good fight for the fan base to watch that fight, right, and enjoy that fight, and maybe even a competitive fight to see Tank Davis in the ring with Frank Martin. But it's not a legacy fight. Tank Davis's legacy fights are going to be against generational talents such as Lomachenko, Teofimo, Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? These are the fights that are there for him as far as legacy is concerned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Not Frank Martin. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody would want to argue it in a different way just because they want to feel like we're holding one person higher than the other, but there is levels to this game. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, everybody knows Gervonta Tank Davis going in the ring with Frank Martin, that Gervonta Tank Davis may be a legacy fight for Frank.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. But you said it. It's a legacy fight for him.
But not for Tank.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Ryan Garcia. He's taking legacy fights. If he, that was a legacy fight that he had with Tank. Had he beaten Tank, look at the accomplishments that Tank has. That he can, hold that under his belt. Say he beat that guy. Right. Same thing with Devin Haney. If he beats Devin Haney, look at the stature of the person that he beat. The accomplishments of the person that he beat. So it's a legacy fight for him. But not the other way around.
Well, let's. I can tell you that's for both because believe it or not, they all came in together and they were they're still part of the Four Kings, right? As we see it, Four Kings actually has a status. I don't think they're Four Kings, in my opinion. I think that our Four King era is over. That was from the '80s. But if we're going to use that to the new era of Four Kings, he's one of the top fighters. You can utilize that as a standard insane legacy for that fight, but I don't see it, and I think you guys both hit the nail on the head. I think we had a discussion on this also, where I said that it's a legacy fight for the opponents, not the champions. It can be whatever you want in your opinion, but the fact of everything is there's no legacy at the end of this tunnel for the champions. If they win, they're expected to win. So what was the challenge?
Let me ask you a question. Let me
go ahead.
Ask a question. So is it a legacy fight now, or will it become a legacy fight? And let me tell you why I say that. Let's say Frank and Tank fight, Tank beat Frank. But let's say Frank beats Shakur. This is all hypothetical. Frank go beat Loma, right? And he becomes one of the top fighters in the 35 division. You get what I'm saying? Because
but that's already.
I understand what you're saying there. But at that time when you beat him, he wasn't a champion, or he wasn't. I was gonna say, it won't be. It still won't change it.
Because with that logic, I would have to ask, what are Terrence Crawford's legacy fights?
His legacy fights were all of the fights that he got belts and he acquired belts. When he fought in Dongo, when he fought,
get a belt don't mean it's a legacy fight, or does it? Like, is that your definition?
Yes, it does. Because in history, you can look back and say, yeah, Terrence Crawford fought this person for the championship of the world, and he won.
Right.
Yeah, and he can't be. What can you say? He can't be undisputed without fighting the champions. And if his legacy is going to be being a two-way class undisputed champion, then every fighter who he fought for a belt that made him a champion is part of his legacy.
So with that logic, every championship fight is a legacy fight for a fighter.
No,
absolutely no. It has to be. Why? Because in history, when you look in hindsight, you can point to that person is acquiring that accolade. That's a legacy. That's part of his.
I guess it's subjective because I don't necessarily agree with that because Rolly Romero is a legacy fight like that. That's not no.
Here's a better example.
So you're saying because you don't think Rolly Romero is that skilled that
I don't think
he can't be a part of anybody's legacy?
Rolly Romero has a belt. He hasn't had a legacy fight though.
Is Paul?
How did he get his belt?
Fighter. That's the question to ask.
He fought Barrows for a vacant belt. So he didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? I think I understand what you guys are trying to. I understand what 2 Cents is trying to say. I really do understand where you're going with it, right? I think it's at some points it's a case by case scenario, right? Like some championship fights, when you're looking at it, you can be like, that wasn't legacy, especially when we're talking about vacant belts and things of that nature. But in specifically point at Terrence Crawford's journey to becoming undisputed, right? and going from one weight class and then going to another in the weight class and doing it again, and understanding that that was his mission. That's what he was trying to do, that he was going to accomplish that. Yeah, his championship fights, all the fights that he fought and the belts that he earned, it's going to be part of his legacy.
Okay.
No, I get it, but the fights weren't. So you're telling me if Frank Martin had a belt, this would be a legacy fight?
No. I'm going to give you what 2 cents is saying, right?
Yes, that would be a legacy fight as far as what I'm saying.
Let me explain this. So Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins, is that a legacy fight? The second fight at light heavyweight.
I think so because they had history.
Okay, but
they fought before. They had fought already.
But to her point, there's no belt there, right?
Yeah, there was a belt.
For who? There was no belt there. Roy had already lost twice.
You talking about when he fought Tarver?
No. When he fought, I said
he talking about when he fought
B-Hop.
B-Hop.
Okay, but B-Hop didn't have a belt?
No, he came up from middleweight.
Okay.
Their first fight
was at what? It was at middleweight. I said their second fight at when he beat Roy. Was that
it was a
fight?
So you saying Roy Jones hadn't won a belt before he beat him?
That's not what I'm asking. I said neither one of them had a belt at that time.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying that championship belt had to be on the line for it to be a legacy fight. I'm saying that person had to have some kind of accolades. They had to have some accomplishments,
right?
As far as
right.
that's what I'm saying.
Is Jermaine Taylor?
I'm not saying that it had to be a belt on the line in order for it to be a legacy fight. Right. I'm saying that person that you're fighting has to have some kind of accomplishments,
So it's Jermaine Taylor and Bernard Hopkins legacy fight.
Jermaine Taylor and Bernard Hopkins.
And what about it?
I'm asking, is that a legacy?
You saying was it a legacy fight?
This ain't great.
For both fighters, hold on a second. First of all, shout out to Rollo Green in the building. I ain't seen you in a minute, Rollo. Hope everything is well with you. Hope your family is doing great, bro. I'm happy to see you in the building. He says Big Dre winning a lineal belt against Regis in a new division was a legacy fight. Beating Loma and George were legacy fights. Go ahead.
Yeah, Regis was a legacy fight for Devin.
Him getting that W.
He acquired a belt. He became a two division champion from beating Regis.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't get it misconstrued. I understand him becoming a 2-division champion is part of his legacy, but was that a legacy fight?
Yes. It was a part of the legacy. Yes.
Let me answer the question. I'll say yes due to the fact that you had Regis, who was a 2-time division champion, and he had the accolades of a you know what I mean. He only had the one loss to an undisputed champion. He had a pretty good career on that note. I would say yes in that case. But as far as him, like I don't know, like somebody else he would have fought at 140. No, like, do you think Teofimo and Josh Taylor was a legacy fight? Yes. Do you think give me somebody else in there. Like with Matias, if Devin went up there and fought Matias, would that be a legacy fight? No, it would not be.
If what happened?
If Devin came up from 135,
Matias got a belt though.
Yeah, that would have been a legacy fight. That's why I asked you again.
Because all right,
why wouldn't it be?
Frank Martin's not a legacy fight though. If that's what you're trying to allude to.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say Frank Martin was a legacy fight. I was saying that she asked was Regis a legacy fight, but this is exactly what I was saying. A lot of people seem like they think that a legacy fight is just a good fight.
No, it's not.
No, I think Regis was a legit legacy fight. Yes, it was.
I agree.
I don't think 2 Cents believes that.
Like here's a good explanation, a good example, right? Roberto Duran was undisputed champion and went on a winning streak at lightweight, and then he moved up to welterweight, skipped the whole weight class, 140, moved up to welterweight, had a couple of fights there, then had a Hall of Fame fight against Carlos Palomino, one of the best welterweight fights ever recorded, ever. Straight up classic fight, right? Then he fights Sugar Ray Leonard. That's Sugar Ray Leonard, both of those fights, those two that night, that's what you call a legacy fight. That's a legacy fight.
Why is that a legacy fight? Because he was fighting somebody who had a lot of accolades, right? Yeah. Accomplishments, because of the accomplishments of the fighters that he fought.
Not only the accolades, also the caliber of the opponent. You can have a lot of accolades and not be a A+ opponent. You get what I'm saying?
I find that hard to believe, because you're not going to keep winning. You're not going to keep winning. You're not going to keep winning. It's not a mistake if you keep winning.
Okay, Frequent. Was Paulie Malignaggi ever a world champion?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Okay, hold on. Another question. Hold on, another question. Was Corey Spinks ever a world champion?
Yep, of course.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, are any of those two guys worth any caliber of greatness?
Absolutely. We talking about them now, ain't we?
No.
Like I said,
are those
in the mind when you talk about boxing in the middleweight division? No. You know,
not
Bernard Hopkins. You know, he was he was 2-time undisputed or whatever.
So you're saying
no?
So what about Bernard Hopkins?
Of champions.
Bernard Hopkins, one of the greatest ever, bro.
I know.
There's a whole bunch of champions who had titles, but they're not a certain caliber of an opponent. Is what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
Roberto Duran was that type of opponent, which makes it a legacy fight.
Correct. 100%.
You feel me?
Roberto Duran has a stack of accolades, bro.
So Regis falls in that category.
I understand what they're saying. There are a lot of champions who just, you know what I'm saying, aren't great. There are a lot of champions who aren't great.
Well, I agree with that. If you're, I agree that you can be a unified champion and not be great, because you can get, multiple belts in one fight. But I'm saying the people who are like 2-3 division champions, that's not a mistake, bro.
That's different. Yeah, that's
they done stacked up accolades. You can't deny them. Once if had George Kambosos continued, to defend and win and stuff like that, then you would have saw that you wouldn't be able to deny, that he's great. But because he went, because he got the belts, and then he lost 2 straight fights to Devin Haney, then it's on the table that he could have possibly it have been a mistake, for him to get those belts.
Yeah, but that was for an undisputed fight. So technically that is kind of like a legacy fight. But again, Kambosos falls in that category of not being that caliber opponent. He was a B+, B- fighter who happened to win a title. And in terms of championships, you're talking about an era where there's 4 or 5 belts per division. So winning a title nowadays really don't matter. You could be an interim champion, franchise champion, a super champion, regular champion. So winning a title really don't mean nothing. Back in the days, it was 1 belt, 2 belts. Roberto Duran had 1 belt, you feel me, and beat all the top guys. Fighters today aren't fighting all the top 10 opponents.
Right.
Yeah, but we're not saying that a legacy fight has to be the absolute best fighter. That's what I'm saying. People got that twisted. They think that, in order for it to be a legacy fight, the opponent has to be the best. The opponent has to be I don't know. They think that it has to be a great fight, but I don't think that defines it as a legacy fight.
I don't know what that is. For me, it depends, like I said, at the caliber of the opponent. Listen, man, Azuma Nelson was a replacement fight for Salvador Sanchez. Didn't even have a full camp of training. Didn't have a full camp. And he made Salvador work 14 rounds for a stoppage. And Azuma Nelson became probably the greatest African fighter to ever step in the ring. And no one knew who Azuma Nelson was, but he was that caliber opponent. So that makes him a legacy fight. Whereas Corey Spinks versus Zab Judah. Yeah, Zab Judah won the fucking undisputed title, but it was from a weak ass fighter like Corey Spinks. So winning the title and accolades always don't really mean nothing. It's the caliber of the opponent.
Right. How many times that person defend that title? How many
I gotta agree. I ain't gonna hold you. Right. I gotta agree. That's
what I was saying with you, Frequent. That's exactly what I was saying.
I gotta agree. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I think you know, belts can be part of it without a doubt, but I think at the end of the day, it's the fight. It's the fight. The fighter that makes a difference as to whether or not it's a legacy fight or not. It definitely has more to do with the fighter. And their accomplishments and their accolades go into it as well. But the fighter himself, it's specifically fighter to fighter based situation and what they bring to the table.
Right. And you know what? And another thing too, this is now on record of me defeating Frequent once again in a debate. And that's okay.
Here you go, bro.
You 2-0 against the greatest. So shout out to me.
I still struggle to find. I still struggle to see.
I'm gonna give him a pass on this. It was really a question he was trying to get an answer to, so I'll give him a pass. I seen him with a couple light jabs.
I still struggle to see how a fight can be a legacy fight just because of the caliber of the fighters. You know, with no accolades. So. In that case, case, Sugar Ray Leonard has been great. He's been good all of his career. So every last one of his fights was legacy fights. Then, whenever he fought a hard, whenever he fought a hard fight, it was a legacy fight, according to what you're saying.
Well,
yes.
Okay. Well, look at his hard fights. Tell us the fighters he fought that was hard. Give me those names.
Every one of his legacy fights had an opponent who was a champion or a 2-division champion or anything like that. Any memorable legacy fight in history has involved 2 fighters that had accolades. Never just the skills of the 2 fighters. It always has to be accolades because how can you measure the legacy?
So Durant didn't have skills?
What is legacy, bro?
Hold on. Durant didn't have skills. Hagler didn't have skills.
They all had accolades, is what I'm saying. They had skills too, but that comes along with having the accolades.
Wilfredo Benitez was the youngest person to ever win a title. The youngest ever. Don't
bring up no fighters that have titles because that supports my argument. You have to bring up somebody who don't have a title.
No, I'm telling you,
it was a legacy fight.
No, let me finish talking. Let me get where I'm getting at so I could make my point. Well, my point is, okay, Wilfredo Benitez was the youngest world champion, 17 years old. The rumor is he was actually 15. Not only did they have accolades, but they were highly skilled opponents.
But you can't find me one that doesn't have accolades. Find me a legacy fight where they didn't have accolades. The 2 fighters that were fighting, it was a legacy fight.
I just told you, Corey Spinks.
The first thing you said was they had titles, bro. The first thing you said. All of the people you named had titles.
Winning titles don't mean you're the greatest ever.
I didn't say that. We're talking about legacy right now. Don't try to switch it.
It doesn't matter if you win a title. You lost this argument again, bro.
You lost because you can't bring up one that doesn't have a title, but you're saying the title doesn't matter, bro.
Explain to me what
you jumped in the pot yourself. I was going to let it be, but now you jumped in the pot yourself.
Okay,
when you bring up a legacy fight that didn't involve any accolades or titles, where you can't say, oh yeah, this guy was a champion, then you lost, bro.
Okay. I just gave you a fight.
Out gracefully.
Hold on. Can I speak?
Ever again.
Can I speak? I'm about to ether you right now. Azuma Nelson versus Salvador Sanchez. He was not a world champion when they fought. He was a late
nobody even know who these guys are you're talking about.
You don't know what? Say it again. You don't know who?
He said he doesn't know who Azuma Nelson.
You just brought up somebody
if you don't know who Azuma Nelson is, then man, I probably can't even talk boxing with you if you don't know who Azuma Nelson is.
Azuma Nelson and who? And who, bro?
Salvador Sanchez. You ether. You got ether.
I don't know who Salvador Sanchez is, bro.
Well, then you got to look it up because you just got ether. You got to look it up. I'm sorry. You got to look it up.
And that was a legacy fight, bro. That was no legacy fight.
I don't believe you 52. I think you 27.
I'm not 52. I'm 51, bro.
Okay, I don't think you 51. I think you 32. If you don't know who Salvador Sanchez is, I can't. Hey, it is what it is.
It is. Listen, at the end of the day, right? Legacy fights aren't just one thing. I think we can just come to that agreement and understand that one thing doesn't make you a legacy fighter. Being a champion doesn't make you a legacy fighter. You know, the skill set by itself doesn't make you a legacy fighter. You know, it's all the pieces have to be in line for it to be a legacy fight. You know what I'm saying? Things have to be in line for it to be a legacy fight, and it's a fight by fight situation. That's all it is at the end of the day. But moving forward,
it's very hard to find a legacy fight that didn't involve a championship or a person who was once a champion, though. That's all I was saying. He's trying to say it's just based on skills, though, which is totally wrong. I just gave you a fight.
Hey, listen, you don't know who Salvador Sanchez or Azuma Nelson is, so your whole credibility of boxing talk is pretty much down the
was he ever?
We gotta get a snake to pull you right out the toilet.
Was he ever a champion?
Who?
Salvador Sanchez.
Azuma Nelson wasn't a champion when they fought, and it's a legacy fight.
I didn't say Azuma Nelson. Salvador Sanchez. Answer the question, bro.
We're talking about the opponent. We're talking about the opponent.
Answer the question, bro. Was he a champion? You cooked your own self, bro. You cooked.
No, I didn't cook.
Stop jumping out the pot. Stay in the pot and just simmer good, bro.
Back then it was one belt. Back then it was one belt.
I don't care if it was a half a belt. It was a belt involved.
You don't know who is Carlos Palomino. Who is Carlos Palomino?
No, you cook. You can't. You don't get all these chances, bro. You tried to run. You tried to squeeze one pass. You tried to slide one pass and it didn't work.
You don't know shit about boxing.
You tried to slide one pass with people, somebody that we didn't know, but
about boxing. You don't know shit about boxing.
You tried to slide one pass with somebody we didn't know, but now
Palomino is. You don't know who Salvador Sanchez is. Go.
All right. I got to mute both of y'all. It's getting crazy up here. Everybody take a breath. 2 seconds.
You got cooked. You don't know who Salvador Sanchez is. You don't know who Pepino Cuevas is. You don't know who Wilfredo Gomez is. Wilfredo Benitez. You got cooked.
You right, bro.
You got cooked. You don't even know your boxing.
You right about me not knowing.
You can't debate me if you don't know the history. You can't debate me if you don't know the history.
You're right about me not knowing who those other people were.
You don't know these fighters, so you can't even talk about accolades if you don't know the fighter.
Don't be in your feelings, bro. We can bring it back down. Let's bring it back down. Let's bring it back down, Ross.
You know Shakur Stevenson.
Let's bring it back down, Ross. I'm not even hyped no more. I'm not even hyped no more. Let's bring it back down.
I'm always hyped. You can go to my YouTube channel. I'm a hyped ass motherfucker.
Yeah, but people tend to get real hype when they lose, though. So calm down, man.
I get real loud. Super loud.
Okay, but let's chill out though.
Super loud.
All right,
I boxed for 5 years. I know what I'm talking about. I boxed for 5 years. I know what I'm talking about.
Ding, 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 ding. All right.
Salute to Frequent though.
For sure. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute to Frequent and definitely salute to you outside. We definitely gonna see y'all do it again. There's plenty of opportunities. Y'all gonna do it again. I already know it. I know y'all gonna do it again at some point. But look, at the end of the day, I wanted to jump into another topic before we got into closing it up. Right. I wanted to continue a conversation that we were having yesterday. I wanted to jump into a conversation about Bozy Ennis and what he's doing over there in Philly. You know, I mean, this is going far off the topic. And Andy Cruz and what he did that night on that Edgar Berlanga card, and Bozy Ennis and what he's doing with Andy Cruz and what he's doing with Boots Ennis. I think Andy Cruz is in the conversation to being a trainer of the year. I think his camp is looking crazy. Am I crazy for saying that?
No,
you guys,
not at all.
I brought you guys down too far.
No, we good. It's just all fun and games. It's all fun and games.
I brought you guys down like.
No, it's all good. Hey, listen, it's all fun and games. You know, I stay undefeated. It is what it is. But yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Right,
bro, you just lost, bro. I was typing something in the chat though. That's why I wasn't saying. I wasn't responding. I was responding to somebody in the chat.
No, I can't lose to somebody who don't even know the history. Sorry, you lost.
Anyway.
Bro, your guy had a belt, so you lost, bro.
Yep.
Ross Clark went deep in the bag, man.
Everybody. Shh. I see Frequent unmuting himself.
Who up here with us? Who that? That's Big Dre?
Yeah, that's Big Dre.
What's up, man? How you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Shout out to Rollo Green back in the building as well.
I came up to talk about some of the things y'all were talking about legacy. A legacy is a career-defining fight. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean anything about the accolades. It's a fight that it could be just a historic, knockdown, drag out between two not yet champions.
That's what I was trying to explain to him, but he didn't listen.
See, because if you have a just that epic fight, one of these things is going to go. People will look back and say, "Oh man, that was a hell of a fight," even though there was no belts involved. That was a hell of a fight. That is a career-defining fight. It is a legacy fight.
Yeah, I wasn't denying that belts don't have to be involved for the fight. I was just saying that the person had to have some kind of accolades,
right? So
under their belts. They can't just be two prospects fighting and it be go down in history as a legacy fight. That's what I was saying. They had to have some accolades. Y'all getting it misconstrued, saying that it's trying to say that it had to be a belt on the line. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the fighter that you're fighting can't be a prospect. They had to have accomplished something for us to be able to look back in history and point to that fight. No fight do we point back to in history involve two fighters that don't have any accolades. That's all I was trying to say. And every person that he named had some type of accolades. That's why I said he got cooked.
Right.
But
I didn't get cooked because your argument is stupid.
Let me say something.
I agree with this
argument. Don't make no sense.
Yeah. Y'all got good points. Everybody got good points. So what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to say is, I understand what Frequent is saying, and I understand what Ross Cloud is saying. To both points, yes, a good fight can turn into a legendary fight or a legacy fight, depending on the sources. That's why I was saying earlier to you, Frequent, that there's a difference between a legendary fight and a legacy fight. A legacy fight, I think, does have to have some type of something on the line, whether it be something. It has to be something that's involved, and you have to have some type of competition that's going to be there to make it worth it. It doesn't have to be a belt. It just has to be something, right? Where a legendary fight can be like Antonio Marco Barrera and Eric Morales. Those are great fights, right? And whether there was a belt on the line or not, those are legendary. Like, we're never going to look back at fights like that and be like, yo, these guys didn't kill each other. You know what I mean? So we have to understand what the difference is in some of these fights. You're both right in a sense, but then at the same time, I mean, it doesn't. What your question was, Frequent, was more of, does it have to have accolades involved? No.
Right.
But I understand
it most definitely got to have accolades involved.
I know. That's why I don't know what's wrong with these dudes, Rollo.
It most definitely got to have accolades.
But what is the caliber of the accolades? You talking about?
It doesn't matter what the caliber is. It just has to be accolades.
Stupid ass argument. It's a dumbass argument.
You already said
you a troll, bro. You a troll. You ain't making no sense.
You said that already.
You a troll.
You said that already.
Let Rollo kick in. Hold on.
Let's take it like this. If Frank Martin and Tank, when they fight, right? Frank Martin hasn't done anything. And Frank Martin's my man, met him personally, been to our gym. Listen, when they fight, if Frank knocked Tank down 3 times and Tank knock him out in the 12th, it becomes a legendary fight, right?
Right.
But if Frank go on to lose his next one and then retire, that's not a legacy fight. Was it a legendary fight? If it was 4 knockdowns and Tank pulled it off in the end, and then Frank disappears after that, do you call that a legacy fight?
That's what I just said.
That's what I'm saying. So it could
It has
be a
to be some
legendary fight,
accolades.
but that's not legendary. It's not legacy. Why? Because we're just gonna say, when you say, well, he had that hell of a fight with Frank, we're gonna say, well, who Frank beat? What did Frank do in boxing? He never did nothing. So even though he put up a great fight that night, legacy is what you leave behind. This is how Floyd judges his career. He beat 23 world champions. Well, he won't say I beat Andre Alberto, my partner that I did a favor to, that I spoiled 1,000 times. But he's going to count him in his legacy because why? Andre Alberto was a champion, right? But we all know the fight wasn't shit. But when Floyd's telling you to sum up his resume and his legacy, he's telling you about the champions he beat. Even though out of them 23 champions, fucking 20 of them wasn't shit at the time. You see what I'm saying? Without them belts, your legacy ain't nothing, because what do you leave behind if you don't got no accolades? So if you don't got no accolades, your
nothing.
legacy
You just disappear. You be an unknown.
You be an unknown nobody.
You just said the same exact thing I said. We're confusing.
No, you was trying to say that they don't have to have it though, Ray.
So can I say something real quick? Can I say one thing real quick? One thing real quick, so I can make because I think I know what Frequent is trying to say. He wants to add accolades to a legacy fight, no matter if the accolades are from the future or from the past. So that's where
you can't. No,
let me finish. So
but you're telling me something. You're telling me something.
Man, you ain't gonna let me finish, bro. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. You trying to say that there's accolades before or after. So I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. So maybe there's a miscommunication. But in terms of like Arturo Gatti and Ward, number one, neither one of them had a title. There was a non-title fight, and it was a legacy fight. But did they have accolades before or after? I guess I don't know. This is why I don't understand. We're all trying to understand what your argument is.
Let me explain. Let me explain what I mean.
It sounds like your argument is on the spectrum.
No, let me explain what I said. I have to explain it again for you because you keep taking it to something else. I said y'all keep trying to say that I'm saying you have to have a belt on the line, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the person that you're fighting had to have had some accomplishments in order for it to be a legacy fight, for you to be able to put that under your belt and say, hey, I beat this person. Well, who is he? Who was he? Well, he was a 2-division champion. He was a 1-division champion. He had a belt. He had to have done something in order for me to count it as a legacy, to be able to add it to my legacy. It can't just be a nobody, a guy who was just a good fighter, but never was a champion or anything. And I just go up there and beat him up. He still never got accomplished anything because I beat him. So it wasn't a legacy fight. The fight can be great. You know, it could be like 6 knockdowns in the fight. He get up 6 times. But if he had no accolades or anything, how could it be a legacy fight?
Right.
You can't point back to it in history and hindsight.
His career. If it helped to define his career.
That's going to define his career. How else is it going to define his career?
It's not going to define his career, though, because he beat a nobody at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They had to define, in order for it to define his career,
he beat a nobody at the end of the day.
Yeah, it had to be somebody who had some accomplishments for it to define your, add to your legacy.
Right.
So you got a really good journeyman fighter. A really good journeyman fighter. He's fought for championships 8 times. He's 0-8. He has lost 8 championship fights, but he's always been there. Okay.
Who?
I'm just using this as a hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
As a hypothetical. But in those 8 championship fights, okay, he's knocked down the champion. He's wobbled the champion here. He had this person on the ropes knocked him down 3 times. During the course of the fight, some really nice legendary fights that people want to say, oh man, I remember watching this fight and have gone back and looked at it. Now his career ain't never been shit. Okay, but those fights would be legacy fights because he fought those fights. He came close to winning those fights, but that is his legacy.
Bro, did the Buffalo Bills ever win the Super Bowl?
No, but some of their legacy
games.
Some of their legacy games were very memorable.
Okay? The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. That's a beautiful example.
The Buffalo Bills.
They don't have no legacy, bro. They lost every time. It don't matter how many times they got there. They have no legacy, bro. They losers.
They got a legacy for going to the Super Bowl 3 times in a row and not winning.
I got a perfect one right here.
That is their legacy.
Remember when AI just now AI had he had an interview with Shaq, and they brought up the time when he crossed over Lou or whatever, and they won game 1 against the Lakers. And he ain't even want to acknowledge that. He was like, they was like, how did it feel for you, for y'all to win that? Was that a great accomplishment for you? He's like, heck no, because they got swept after that.
Okay. All right.
Well, look at the number of times he crossed up Michael Jordan.
Hold on. Let me get this one in. So, did we consider Fernando Vargas versus Winky Wright a legacy fight?
No.
Okay, that's one. Anybody else?
I mean, what was the stipulations behind that fight, though? You talking about a fight?
Frequent probably never seen that fight.
IBF champion.
You said what?
That was 100 years ago, man.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Hold on. Fernando Vargas was the IBF champion, and he was undefeated. He had a record of I think it was like 19-0 or something like that with knockouts.
And he fought who?
Before Winky Wright.
Winky Wright.
It was not a legacy fight. No.
Hold on, Ross. Let me
Okay.
Everybody get an answer on this.
You said was Vargas a champion?
How could it not be a legacy fight?
Okay, hold on. Before we answer that, hold on. What about you? Yeah, Vargas was a champion, Rollo.
So when 2 champions fight, it's always going to be a legacy fight, man.
Okay.
But don't y'all understand? Because legacy is, who did you beat? Well, I beat him. He was a champion. Y'all don't understand that?
All right.
It's not that hard.
I know. I just wanted a quick answer because I'm going to try to get to the point. What about you, Dre?
I'm gonna say yes, it was a legacy fight. You know, it helped define Vargas's career.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think it's a legacy fight for Vargas.
I'm gonna let Ross Clark answer it for me because I think he knows the answer to what I'm gonna say.
It's on me.
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer.
Okay. So the reason why I feel like for one, it's not a legacy fight because Vargas, first of all, Vargas didn't win any of his big fights. That's number one. Even though he was a world champion, he didn't win any of his big fights. Okay? So for me, it wouldn't be a legacy fight because he's not that caliber of an opponent.
But how could it not be a legacy fight when
I'm gonna give my reasoning in. Ready?
You didn't say whether you thought it was or not yet.
It was not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we're talking about the accolades of the fight. Winky Wright wasn't a champion at this time. He was still fighting over in Europe. He started making his scene over in the US. And he wasn't really even known on that spectrum. He had a couple of fights here and there where he got a couple of title shots, but he never held a belt in the US at that time. Vargas was the IBF champion. He had 3 defenses before that. If he had beaten Vargas and then went on to have the career he had at super welterweight and middleweight, then yes, it could have been. But if we're going to base it on that moment in time, no, he wasn't.
Exactly. And
Wait, hold on. Before
because
you say that, hold on. Before you talk, I'm talking to Ray. You said Winky Wright fought Vargas and Winky Wright lost to
Yes.
Vargas,
Yes.
and Vargas he didn't win any of his big fights.
Who at the time Winky Wright was not known as like who he is, who we know him as.
So you're asking, was it a legacy fight? You're saying it wasn't a legacy fight for who?
At that moment in time, it was not a legacy fight.
Thank you.
At that moment in time, see, because if you look at just that moment in time, you can't define a legacy at that moment. You can't always define a legacy at that moment in time. But
he said Winky Wright didn't have any. He's saying what I'm saying. He said, listen. He's saying what I'm saying. He said that Winky Wright didn't have any accomplishments.
Yeah, you wrong.
At that time. I think I just froze.
Was
So
a legacy fight. Winky had been the champion already when Vargas beat him. So when Vargas, when it's simple, when a motherfucker asks Vargas, well, what did you do? He gonna say, I beat Winky Wright. When you go look at Winky, you're gonna see that Winky was a champion, Ray, before he fought Vargas, then after he fought Vargas. That's what makes it a legacy fight. It's not that hard, man.
He had a title.
Is that not simple to y'all? Is that not simple to y'all?
I think they understand. They just don't want to accept it. That's what it is. I think
Winky Wright got beat at welterweight before they even fought.
Looking at the stats.
But Winky Wright already was a champion, though. He was a former champion.
When?
Oh, but you see, we're talking about legacy,
right?
The things that are left behind, and when you talk about the things that are left behind, at that moment. It may not have been a legacy fight.
Wait
a minute, let me finish now. When you look back on his accomplishments after everything is over, I beat this person, I beat that person, I beat that person. Those are part of his legacy.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you brought up the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 3 times, back to back to back. One of the hardest accomplishments in football.
I thought they won 4
times. Their legacy
is
the fact that they made it. They didn't win none of them, but they made
which is why nobody mentions them as one of the best teams ever, even though nobody else went 4 times in a row.
So you saying they got a legacy for losing, bro? That's what you saying? They famous for losing?
If you ask a 20-year-old about the Bills going to the Super Bowl, they won't even know because nobody remembers the losers. You got to beat champions to be champions, man. That's your legacy, what you leave behind.
Okay. And the point is, for Vargas, if somebody asks Vargas about his legacy, he's going to point to that fight as one of his legacy fights because he beat Winky Wright. That was a legacy fight, bro.
Based on Ricky's career as he moved up and he had more success in his career. That's all I'm saying. It's cool though.
Frequent. At the moment, it wasn't a legacy fight.
Why come it wasn't?
It was because he beat Winky Wright.
Okay.
At the moment, it wasn't.
I stand corrected.
Winky Wright was a champion before then and after.
Can we move to the next topic though?
Let's switch topics because this topic don't make no sense.
It was a championship fight. Why come it wasn't a legacy fight?
All right, we got this. All right, we
okay. So every championship fight is a legacy fight.
No,
we
all disagree to disagree. Yes, every fight.
Championship
We're
fight
moving
is a
on.
legacy fight.
Okay, every legacy fight. Good. That's good.
Yeah, we all agree that whatever it is, we're moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
What's the next
topic?
Like.
You know what I mean? I let y'all have it, right? And let y'all do y'all thing. Because actually it was a very interesting conversation, to be honest with you. But I think one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. Perspective makes the biggest difference. And sometimes you gotta agree to disagree, man. You know what I'm saying? I can understand both people because at one point in the beginning of the conversation, I was on accolades being a big deal. But then as Roscott, you know what I mean, explain his position, I understood where he was coming from as far as the quality of the fighter and how great of a fighter he was makes a bigger difference in the accolades. I think there are fighters. There's exception to the rule where a fighter doesn't have, you know, the accolades necessarily, but was such a warrior that he becomes a legend for how much of a warrior spirit he brought to the ring and how he fought. But I think if there was like documented rules and some structure to the situation on how you would determine it, I do believe that accolades would be brought up and would be a big factor in speaking it to the legacy worthiness of the fight. But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Either way, it's definitely all good.
Hey,
So
what fighter don't have accolades that we talk about today?
No, you're right. That's what I was saying the whole time.
I can only think of one, and that's Ernie Shavers. I can only think of one, and that's Ernie Shavers, because everybody says he hits the hardest.
But that's why Ray.
That's
why Ray Davis said what he said. At the time, it wasn't a legacy fight. At the time,
but it was though.
Yeah,
whereas when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Duran that night, it was a legacy fight.
Right.
You get it?
No, but Ray had
nobody
his
is
facts
wrong. Nobody is wrong in this.
But listen though, Ross, Ray had his facts mixed up because he said that Winky Wright wasn't a champion when he was though.
When he was.
That's what the problem was. You had to remove something in order for you to be right. But if he was actually a champion, then that means it was wrong.
Okay, then what champion? What champion did he have then? What belt did he have? What rinky-dink belt did he have?
But he just had lost the WBO belt though. He just had lost it before he fought Vargas, and he moved up. He was a champion already. So what do you mean? The same way y'all say Hector Garcia was a champion at 130, and y'all claim him as one of that's one of the champions Tank fought. A lower.
What weight class did Vargas fight? Winky Wright. What weight class was it?
So what did he win? The WBO?
What weight class did he fight?
My bag ain't that deep, okay?
I was still here. Thank you, Frequent. Yeah, okay. Winky had a belt at the same division. He was a WBO champion.
What weight class?
They were both at light middleweight.
154.
Yeah.
Right. Who did Winky Wright beat to win the title?
Harry Simmons. No,
Harry Simmons.
Adrian Dorson.
Okay.
Dodson.
Now, does anybody know who that fighter is?
Nope.
No one knows who he is.
He's from Europe.
He's just a regular guy that no one knows who had a title. That's who Winky Wright. That's who Winky Wright was. That's who he beat for the title.
That man is a part of Winky Wright's legacy, because Winky Wright, when somebody asks Winky Wright about his legacy, he's going to point to that guy and say, I beat that guy for the title. I beat him.
That's why I'm going by caliber of the opponent. No one knows who that guy was. That's
wrong, though, bro. That's wrong. That don't mean that it's a legacy fight because of the caliber of the person.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Yeah, look,
let's change the topic.
Let's change topics.
I'm not a Winky Wright fan
He's just not going to get it.
I'm not a Winky Wright fan.
Keep jumping out the pot, bro.
I don't think
I'm tired. This argument is stupid. So, let's move on. Let's move on.
At the end of the day, we're going to agree to disagree on it, because it's really I don't think there's ever going to be an ending to it. I just don't believe that anybody.
It's too stupid.
But I think it's at the end of the day. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be perspective, and it's going to be subjective, and that's okay. It's what it is. Yeah, it don't matter, because it don't make no difference. It ain't paying nobody's bills, but it's good to know everybody's view on what legacy is, and clearly it's a big topic. So, it's always going to be a big topic. So
I think one side is standing on belts don't matter, and that's the problem with. That's the whole problem with this new shit.
I didn't say that.
Boxing dude.
One side is standing on belts.
I didn't say that either. Belts do matter. Belts matter.
Anyway.
No, I think what it is, they trying to make this Tank versus Frank legacy fight. That's what I think it is.
Right. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
I got Clay.
But nobody mentioned Tank versus Frank.
All right, yo, hold on, everybody. Wait 1 second. What's up, Ray?
So, what did you guys think about with the press conference and the aftermath of it? Or what was anybody got any takes on that?
Which press conference?
Yeah, the aftermath. Now, Two Cents might hop back up for this one.
Of Ryan?
Yeah.
The Haney Ryan press conference?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought it was a joke.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, it's okay. That's why we're asking the questions.
It was
right.
Yeah, I think Ryan don't seem, if what Devin Haney was saying is true about him, having beer on his breath and everything, drinking and stuff. It seemed to me like he's not taking it seriously. He's not really focused, and I think that's a big mistake. Unless he's just in it for the money, though. I don't know.
I mean, but he's still 6 weeks out. I mean, the fight's 6 weeks out, right?
Still, man. Come on.
Yeah, I didn't think much of. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't think much of the press conference. I thought it was funny. It was entertaining at some points. I didn't take it seriously. I think, like I said yesterday, I felt like Ryan, was in his bag as far as showing some confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like showing that he had something he was going to bring to the table. He really believes he's going to beat Devin. He really believes and I think that's based a lot on the experiences, the amateur experiences, just knowing each other from 9 years old moving on. I think he just knows. He feels like he knows Devin, and I don't think he's acknowledging the evolution that Devin's been on. I think he's going to lose because of that. You know what I mean? I think that Devin has gotten way better, and if you think Devin's going to be anything like what he was back in the day when y'all fought, I think you're being very delusional. But
you can look at Devin over the last 3 years and watch the evolution of Devin. You go back.
Ryan just feels like it's kind of like the little brother thing, right? And not to say that Ryan looks at Devin like a little brother, but it's just like, I don't care what he's been through. You still that little dude to me. Like you still, you know what I'm saying? Like I still get at you. It's not until the little brother puts hands on you and realize you got some grown man strength that this is a whole different conversation. I think Ryan is basing his opinion on how the fight's gonna go based on a past tense version of Devin Haney that he once knew.
Yeah, I disagree with that, Claymore.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because he already admitted that he's not on Devin's level, and we seen that at 135 when he had the chance to fight for the WBC title, and he turned it down when he was the intern champ because he said he's not ready. He said out of all of them, Shakur, Tank, the four kings, he said he would save Devin for last because he felt like Devin was going to be the hardest fight. So right now, Ryan I think that he understands that he's nothing. Maybe y'all don't understand that he's not the class fighter that y'all think he is. This king worthy.
Well, it ain't no y'all. He garbage to me.
Right, he's garbage to me too. And if you know boxing, you can just see the flaws in this guy: the lunging, the repeated punching, the not ducking out. It's just garbage. It's just very amateur style. And he's garbage.
This is definitely a money fight. It's not a legacy
money
fight.
grab, and it's okay for Devin.
100%.
Because he's fighting against some suckers that keep talking about money when it comes to fighting. So now what he's got to do is try to join the circus and hope that we can get 1 million pay-per-views so we can corner them other dudes over there keep talking about pay-per-view sales. So he's got to go at Ryan, the highest pay-per-view possibility in the game. You see what I'm saying? Because maybe if he do 700,000, the other team can't say, well, you don't sell none. You see what I'm saying? He had to join the circus to try to catch up with them dudes because they're running so fast. Now they're picking a lesser black opponent. You got Shakur at 135 for a unification. What's the problem, boss?
Bob Arum ain't gonna let Shakur fight Tank.
Hold on, why we want to take and Shakur? We was talking about Devin
because
and Ryan.
They at 135.
But we talking about Devin and Ryan. That's what I'm
saying.
We
talking about Devin and Ryan.
I think Ryan is
Garcia and Devin fight is happening. It's all a circus of going around with the fight we really want to see. But he's forced to fight Ryan. He would rather probably fight Matias or somebody. But the other side is so petty with their pay-per-view and contract, all that BS, that he's forced to try to get his pay-per-views up at Ryan. So it's a money grab.
Matias is now on Matchroom with Devin, so we might see a fight.
I know it. It's going to be a good fight. I see. I think Devin's on Golden Boy now. They said Eddie Hearn ain't have nothing to do with this fight, didn't it?
Yeah, but because that's PHP Promotions. That's not Eddie Hearn does have a
Right.
little say in it. Like Matchroom does support him, but it's DHP. I think
After Ryan, I hope that the Devin Haney and Matias fight could take place so that Haney could expose Matias and how overrated he is.
Right.
Hold
Matias
on, Ralph.
overrated. I agree
Let's
with that.
stay on this Ryan subject though. I feel like Ryan is kind of somebody got feedback going.
Yeah, there's feedback going on.
That's not me.
Somebody got mute.
It's Rollo. It was Rollo. He turned it off. You don't hear it no more.
Yeah, I was saying I feel like Ryan is bluffing, man. And he be doing a lot of capping too. I was looking at the Breakfast Club interview that he had, and he was talking to Charlemagne, and Charlemagne caught him out there capping because he was like, he said something like, I was talking to Devin on the phone and Devin was being all friendly and everything. Then I realized, I hung up and I said, wait a minute, hold on, something is wrong with this. Then he said he called him back and he cussed Devin out or whatever. He texted Devin and cussed him out. And he said, I said this, that, and the third. And Charlemagne said, yo, I don't think you said that, man. I don't believe that. He said, what? Where my phone at? And when he got his phone and all of that, to make a long story short, by the time he got to his phone and scrolled to the messages, he said, oh, yeah, I was talking to Bill, actually. And I said, this, that, and the third. And he was like, well, that ain't what you just said, man. You just said you cursed him out or whatever. So he just be making stuff up, man. I think he's just doing a lot of capping.
Ryan trying to sell the fight. And
right.
he's doing what he did for the Tank fight. He's doing everything he can to sell the fight.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what he has to do.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of capping.
I think he's definitely trying to sell the fight. I think they both want to sell the fight. Wait, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I think they both trying to sell the fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the name of the game. There's no secret that this is a money grab. That this is about selling pay-per-views. This is about selling as many pay-per-views as possible. But the question is to whether or not Ryan believes he can beat Devin or not. I mean, I don't know, man. I think he thinks he can. You know what I'm saying? I think he thinks he can. I think he's preparing to do that. I don't think he will. I think, like I just said, you know what I'm saying? I just think that Ryan is not acknowledging the amount of accomplishments and how good Devin really is, and how not only how good Devin really is, but how bad he really is. You know what I'm saying? He's not really understanding that there's such a large gap there. He's like, it ain't that large of a gap. I'm really like this guy. And it's like, nah, bro, like there's a large, huge gap there. Like there's a large gap, not between you and Devin. There's a large gap between you and the champions at 140 pounds. You're like the weakest link. You just happen to be the guy with the largest amount of followers and the largest, you know what I'm saying? The largest selling power, quite possibly, in that division. So you're money for everybody, and that's where your value sits at. But as far as boxing, he just has to be, he thinks because he's at 140 pounds now, he thinks because he feels strong, he feels like his excuse was when he was at 135, he was drained. He wasn't able to do what he can do. He's still drinking that Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? But this fight is going to separate. I think that's why I said earlier, somebody said, how do they think Ryan's going to deal with this mentally on this loss? And I said, it's going to be interesting to see him deal with it, because this loss is going to be one of his first losses that he's going to one of it. He only had one loss. This is going to be his first loss where he's going to have to like deal with reality. Like, damn, bro, I got really outclassed in a way where I wasn't in this fight at all. Yeah. And I think it's going to be complicated for him. I think the Tank Davis fight was easy for him to walk away from that. Like, oh, well, because he had the excuse of I was dehydrated, I was depleted, I wasn't who I was supposed to be. Tank did me dirty. Y'all didn't get to see the real me. But this fight is going to be an eye opener for him.
Okay.
This fight is no excuse.
Can't forget that he's a winner.
Right.
He's used to being a winner.
And let me make my next question on the same subject. How do you guys see the Barclays Center? Is it possible to outsell the Tank Rolly fight at the Barclays? I mean, I hear a lot of fans saying, yeah, they should move the fight over, this and that.
I think it's impossible. You know why? Because it's on the zone. And the zone, the way that the zone works, the way the zone pay-per-view works, it's only they're only charging over in the US.
Frequent. I'm not talking pay-per-views.
Huh?
He's not talking pay-per-views.
I'm not talking pay-per-view. I'm talking about gate, live gate.
Yeah.
Oh, the live gate. Do you think the live gate is going? What did Rolly's live gate with Tank do?
I think they were like 500,000, something like that, or something close to that.
No, 500,000. No way.
I'm sorry, 500.
That was a $5 million gate.
$5 million. Thank you.
They set the record at $5 million.
Thank you. I don't know where I be getting these numbers from.
It was a $5 million gate. I thought that was Tank and Ryan was a $5 million gate.
No, look it up. I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it will. Ryan Garcia got a lot of followers, man. They love that dude. They love him.
I think that was Tank and Ryan that $5 million gate.
But the Tank has done a couple of $5 million gates
against the bums. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that. I don't think it's going to outdo the gate.
He was specifically talking about the Barclays Center.
Hold on. Let's see what he said.
So where the venue is the same.
$3 million.
$3 million.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm correct. $5 million. It's right here. According to sources, Essential Sport. $5 million. I was right.
Yeah, the Barclays Center.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna beat that. You know why?
He says, take Ryan to 20. You're right. Yeah, Broly was $5 million.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna beat that. You know why? Because Tank's tickets cost more. You know, so you're gonna end up with a higher gate number.
Well, no, not
all the time if the tickets cost more, huh?
Yeah, money wise, I don't know. That's going to be up for. It depends on what the prices are at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tank's ticket it costs more to go to a Tank fight than it does to a Delahoya fight. It's high.
Okay. But will it sell out the seats wise, like capacity wise?
Sells out and they get better attendance and all that.
Do I think it will sell out? Yeah. I think it could possibly sell out, but I don't think it's going to be a higher gate just off that fact that Tank's tickets cost more. Even though I heard somebody saying that it was $400 to get in the building. You know, to even get in the building on this fight.
$400 to get in the building, they might
not sell out.
Then they'll break that record then. $400 a ticket. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll sell out.
You don't think it's gonna sell out?
At $400 to get in the building, okay, and to sell.
Hey, I live around the block. I can go.
It definitely should do better than Devin versus Regis.
Okay.
So and that did 1.7.
He's giving 200 tickets away. Where are we getting this information? You said, I love you, but I just need sources. I have to go. I'm gonna Google that. Actually, I have to look that up. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming you. You just go on what you're hearing, and I see you said.
Okay.
No, I heard. I keep hearing people say that too, but I didn't see it myself. But I keep hearing people say that they're giving.
They all give tickets away. At the end of the day, every fight, they all comp out tickets. Every single fight.
Yeah, but they said 200 though.
You figure you got photographers, you got people that come in for the military. They give a lot of family members and team and whoever the performers are. The other fighters give out tickets to their family and friends. So it's not just those guys giving out tickets. It's tons of fighters on the cards that give out tickets from even the bottom of the cards. A lot of those guys give out tickets. You got you got to pay for a lot of stuff. And they all give out tons of tickets. Now, I don't know YouTube Streets. I like it. I had to.
It's at the Barclays, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's not far. That's not far from us. About 45 minutes. So
what is it? Is it a larger capacity at in Vegas?
Man. Yes, it is a huge arena.
I'm talking about in Vegas. Which one is a larger capacity?
What?
Vegas or
they were saying
the Barclays.
They were saying this one was bigger.
The Barclays was bigger.
Yeah. What was you saying, Dre?
Oh, you said you're 45 minutes away, so I asked, are you in New York or you in New Jersey?
No, I'm in Jersey. I'm in Jersey.
I was just up your way then.
It's about half hour. About half hour to get over to the Williamsburg Bridge. So for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Depending on time of day. If it's traffic, I mean, you're talking an hour, 20, hour, 40 minutes, depending on traffic. But for the most part, yeah, I go up there usually in the mornings and stuff. I kick it in New York a lot.
Yeah, but you go up there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and there's a lot of traffic. You might not get across that bridge.
No, you can get over there. It depends what bridge you take. You take the Midtown Tunnel, go over to Astoria and drive down that way.
Okay. The last time I was in New York, man, it's been a couple of years.
Navigate, Dre. Don't go to George Washington. You'll be there forever. That's for sure. But yeah, you just got to know how to navigate Holland Tunnel and all that. Yeah, you'll be there forever. But yeah, it's a couple ways to get in.
When I go into New York, I normally come across the Verrazano and then go.
Oh, that's definitely the wrong way to go. That's probably the most high. That's real high traffic right there. But that's
I'm coming from DC, man. So and my peoples live. Well, the peoples I was visiting at the time used to live right off the Verrazano. So.
Oh, what is it? East New York? Sheepshead Bay?
Oh, don't start me, Line.
Oh, he said don't start him. Clay knows that area. Clay was right on the other side of that. You get on that LIE and head over that way.
They live about 5 miles from Coney Island. So you come across the Verrazano and take that right.
Yeah. All right, I know where you at. Yeah. And you can go faster going up to Holland through Williamsburg and coming around the other way if you want. Yeah, it might be a little quicker.
Well, what you think, Ray?
I think it actually has a possibility of doing the numbers, man. I think New York. Here's why I say this: entertainers that live in New York are willing to pay for the fight. You already have people that already seen Ryan in a big fight, and then you have Devin Haney. Now, he's not the name that sells, but a lot of boxing fans, real boxing fans, know him. And you have a lot of athletes that are boxing fans. You have a lot of entertainers that are boxing fans. And being that it's in the biggest city, it may, you know what I mean? I think it's very possible. Does it break the record or tie it or come close? That's where I stand. It's definitely one of those. But we'll have to see. I don't think anything gets closer to that number for the Barclays, but I think it's a very good possibility they can hit 5 million. And it depends on the price of the tickets, as Clay said.
I think they're probably going to top out around 3.5.
Huh?
I think they're probably going to top out around 3.5.
It's good. Yeah, it depends on the price of the tickets. Like somebody said $400 a ticket. Oh yeah, definitely. If it's $250,
if it's 3 or $250, I think that's good too.
Yeah, that's close. That'll be close. And depending on what's opened up. Now, if they're giving out 200 tickets, we'll see. Like I said, it all depends on what the seating is that they're giving away. Because concession and all those guys, they all get tickets. That's all a counted person. So,
Well, they don't get tickets per se. They get.
I know, but they get comps. Those are considered comps because they're in the arena.
They are counted in the fire marshal numbers.
Right. Yeah, those guys too. Yeah, law enforcement, all them people. Yeah.
Yeah. Next Gen said he think it could probably bring in the younger crowd. Because of the diversity.
Yeah, they out there cheering for the fight, man. That's what I said. It's crazy. A lot of people. I ain't even know some of these young kids who Devin Haney was. I was hearing all over the internet. They were screaming Devin Haney. They said Devin gonna win. Devin's a great fighter. And then you got people saying Ryan, most of the teeny bopper females were saying Ryan, but they like the fight.
He said the teeny bopper females.
Yeah, you know what I mean. No disrespect.
Devin Haney about to whoop his ass, y'all.
Yep.
I think it's his fight. It's Devin Haney's fight to whoop his ass in. I think Devin Haney's supposed to whoop his ass. Like I think it's just two levels of it's just two pedigrees that's just way different from each other.
It's Devin's fight to win or lose.
But that left hook is legit, man. If Devin
it's Devin's fight to win or lose, because if he decides to lose focus or get sloppy and get caught, it's
But
I think
fellas,
Ryan
I
got
ain't
the
gonna
power
hold
to
you.
knock him out.
We're gonna have to do our last statement. It's about that time, man. It's about that time.
All right.
For me, it's definitely about the time. I appreciate you guys up in here tonight, man. Y'all were going at it, swinging on each other. You know what I'm saying? It was official up in here. It was hot.
It was all in fun. It was all in fun. Trust me.
Oh yeah, bro.
But we gotta start having the top to the pot in here, man. So when they try to jump out, we could just slam the top on.
Look, y'all see True Stranger, right? He lived by me. He know. I'm telling you, man. The Mecca, man.
But yeah, guys. The last statements.
And Ray trying to start stuff, and all I did was jump in the chat.
Let me be the first. Let me be the first, y'all. Because y'all sound like y'all about to start some new conversations and everything. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the panel. I appreciate you letting me come up here and talk this good boxing talk. Claymore and Ray. You know what I mean? The best channel on YouTube. Ross Clock, you my boy. I ain't gonna say nothing negative about you. Ha. Discipline, bro.
You better have some negative because I got a whole bunch of negative to say.
I'm out. I don't even want to hear what he about to say, but shout out. Love you, bro.
Oh, never mind. He hopped off. I thought he was gonna stay on.
He said he didn't want to get no strays and have to sit up in here for another 20 minutes going at it.
I got him.
Listen, fellas, I've enjoyed my time up here. Thank you for inviting me and egging me on to come on up here. I've had a good time. I want to shout out to the chat, shout out to the panel, and also a shout out to all the boxers on the card that I watched this weekend. I went and watched some live local boxing at Maryland Live Casino. Saw some good fights with some up and comings, So shout out to all those guys who were out there doing their thing this weekend. And to that, I say good night.
Okay. All right. Well, peace out and thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Bet.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, is it on me?
Who next?
Either you or Rollo, man. Either one.
Oh yeah. Let me say, man. It's all good. Thanks for having me on. Anytime I'm on the live, I always get loud and boisterous, but it's always all in fun. It's never serious. It's always all in fun. And like I said, I feel great tonight. I get to go to sleep knowing that I obliterated and embarrassed Frequent in another debate. And just thanks for having me on, man. Salute.
For sure, man. We always appreciate you coming up, Ross Scott. That's for sure.
Rollo
Green, you ain't been around. Yo, Rollo, hold up. Before you say your last words, you ain't been around for a minute. Anything good with you? You good?
Yeah. I can't never complain. It's always good with me, man.
All right, just making sure I ain't hear from you. Like I feel like it's been like 2 weeks, bro. I ain't know. I'm just making sure you're good, man.
I'm usually sleeping around this. I'm usually sleep around this time, man.
Okay. Exactly.
You know what I mean? But,
Rollo, you drive a truck?
Yeah. I own a
truck. That's what you do?
Yeah, I might drive it 2-3 days out the week. You know
okay, I mean? I got you. Okay.
Yeah. What you drive trucks too, don't you?
Yeah.
What you got? You drive the 18-wheelers or the?
Yeah, I drive the 18s. Yep.
Man, you probably do better getting the box truck, man. You ever thought about that? I don't know.
I've heard about that. I've heard of the box truck game. It's kind of official. Like it works good.
I mean, if you don't own a truck, you can go get you a box truck and make your own habits, man, and then pay you a driver and stay home with the family and probably still make the same money you're gonna make with that 18-wheeler. You know what I mean?
Y'all need to talk. Exchange numbers and
something to think about.
The wife was definitely looking into it too. She was telling me about it.
Yeah, it's most definitely. But you know what I'm ready to do? So I was about to buy me another box truck probably at the end of this year and sell this old one I got. But I'm ready to get into the medical coverage. So I'm going to buy me a couple of reefer trucks instead of buying another box truck.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The medical carrier?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I do. Yep.
About the end of the year, I'm going to cross over into that. It's about the same bread, but it's a little less maintenance on the little reefer trucks than that box truck because them trucks get expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just be chilling, man. I don't do too much. You know what I mean? I don't do too much. Enjoying these 40s. But I'm looking forward to this Loma and Camboso fight though. Cause old boy, if Camboso win, they're gonna really hate that.
Yeah, I said the same thing. They call me crazy, but I said it's always a shot, right?
I'm rooting for Camboso on there though. I can't wait to see this Frank and Tank fight. And I got mixed feelings on it because Frank's my man. You know what I mean? So I want him to win, but at the same time, I don't want Tank to lose. So I'm stuck between that. You know what I mean? I want Frank to win because I know him personally. I met him personally. But I don't want Tank to lose and mess up at the big fight between Devin or Shakur. Either one. I take either one.
I did say that before too. I'm like, yo, if Tank mess around and lose this fight against Frank, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because Frank can beat him now.
Yeah.
Frank can beat him.
I'm like, man, if Frank beat this fight, I'm gonna be feeling. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna be like, man, you see what happens when you play games? You see what happens?
Right. I'm putting my money on Tank, but Frank can't win. But I'm putting my money on Tank.
Hey, Rollo, before you finish, you can ask Clay on this. I said, what's going to end up happening is we're gonna have this.
Oh, he froze. He froze.
Karma gonna end up happening.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, that'll be messed up. That'll be a twist of fate right there. That would definitely be a twist of fate right there.
I think what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna end up needing the young boy Devin in the end. They're gonna be begging him for a fight, and he gonna do them like Bud did Keith Thurman. I think that's because
what about this? What about this Keith Thurman Tim Tszyu fight though? What do you think the chances are of Keith Thurman? But what do you think the chance of Keith stopping Tim?
Of Keith stopping? Come on, man, it's never gonna happen.
I don't know what just happened.
What about him winning? I don't mean stopping him like knocking him out. I mean winning the match. That's what I'm talking about.
He's never gonna win.
Oh, so all right, real
that
quick.
Old man is not gonna go up and wait for the first time and beat the hungry prime champion. It's not gonna happen.
Right. So what I was saying was I'm pretty sure y'all heard me, I guess, before I got glitched.
No, you went completely still. We didn't hear nothing.
Okay, so I said the Buster Douglas moment, like when Mike was supposed to fight Holyfield after the Buster Douglas fight. I don't want to see that for Tank because I want him to fight Devin, whether you know Devin wins or not. What I don't want to see is him taking an L to somebody that, you know what I mean, is not deserving. But I think Frank poses a threat for that, and it's a very good chance he does beat Tank. I think he has a lot of boxing skills that can do it. Whether it happens or not, we have to wait and see. You know, I'm gonna always stay on that. I think Tank is the favorite. I'm gonna lean towards the favorite on the fight, but I think Tank has a really good chance. Like I said, I think I named it before. I said it was like 60-40 or 55-45 or something like that, somewhere in that range of a chance of Tank getting the upset. He definitely can get the upset. And to me, that would be that Buster Douglas moment if this happens. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah,
no doubt. All right, fellas, it's about that time, man. I did it longer than I thought I was gonna do it. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. I gotta go do homework now.
When y'all do the lives? What days y'all do the lives on?
Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays at 7:30 is the time, and on Wednesdays it looks like we're gonna be pulling it off at 9.
Okay. That's what it be. I'll be on the Raz podcast.
Right.
You know, heard you be beating them up over there.
Man, you know, dude came and made him take my wrench, man.
Well, you know what's funny about that?
Oh, the homie?
Man came over and said, "How he got a wrench?" He's the biggest tank hater.
Let me tell you.
Took my wrench.
I'm on a non-panel or chat viewing scene with the homie, so I'm not giving that attention. I'm not going to be branded or support that energy anymore. So I'm just putting that out there.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a major fact.
I mean, it's entertaining to me. I like putting the wrinkles on the motherfucker's forehead. You know what I mean? I like to see that silly look motherfucker get on their face when you slip your slash out in on them while he's hitting the mute button. But you know, it's all good. It ain't. I'm mad at Raz though. I'm gonna go back. I ain't been over there in a week. I'm gonna go and tell Senior, man. You know, I sent Senior super chats and everything. That man came on there and said, how he got a wrench? He's the biggest Tank hater, even though I done been on the podcast and conversated with all of them. They respect my opinion. I think due to win. I ain't never hated on Tank. I just think he can't beat the other guy. You know what I mean? He took my wrench, though. I'm upset with that, man.
It's fair to assess. I don't even know why it's a big deal. All right, I'm going to get out of here, too.
I'll see you fellas next time, man.
Salute, Rollo. Appreciate you coming out. Salute everybody who came up in the chat. Shout out to 2 Cents for being on the platform. Frequent Flyer, Ross Clot, you know what I'm saying? Southwest Dice, salute, King. We'll see you guys next time, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys.
Peace.